This is a Headgum podcast.
On January 12, 1997, The Simpsons aired its 10th episode of Season 8, a crossover with fellow Fox Network hit The X-Files. Titled The Springfield Files, the episode includes an eyewitness news segment where anchorman Kent Brockman speaks with a man who woke up after 23 years in a coma. Man, do Sonny and Cher still have that stupid show? Kent Brockman, no, she won an Oscar and he's a congressman. Man, good night. The man then flatlines in his hospital bed and dies. The scene would no doubt baffle Zoomers and Millennials today, as it did to young Gen Xers in 1997, all too young to have experienced the cultural ubiquity of the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, a variety show that aired from 1971 to 1974 and was briefly revived in 1976. Hosted by married musical acts Sonny and Cher Bono, the series may have been corny and dismissed by tastemakers, but it was popular with ordinary Americans and helped launch the careers of young cast members Steve Martin and Super Dave Bob Einstein. But Sonny and Cher might never have met in the first place if not for a candy shop. In 1963, 16-year-old dropout Sherilyn Sarkeesian was supporting herself working at a Los Angeles location of a chain chocolate store when she met 27-year-old record executive Bono. Some accounts say as a customer, others say at a party, others still at a coffee shop double date. But in all tellings, the recently separated Bono soon offered the teenager a new job as his live-in housekeeper, which she readily accepted. The two were soon both dating and recording, and married in 1964. And while a modern lens might view this relationship as weird and predatory, Cher still reflects fondly on her mentor and romantic partner, her father figure/husband. In 1965, Sonny and Cher released their hit single I Got You, Babe, an earworm that was massively popular in its day, but is now best known as alarm clock torture endured by Bill Murray's character in Groundhog Day. After the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour ended, the couple had an acrimonious divorce both romantically and professionally, though they later reconciled and would remain lifelong friends. And as The Simpsons riffed on, they each found individual success. Sonny through his political career as a California Republican, and Cher as simply Cher. Their son, Chaz Bono, also became a celebrity in his own right and an early icon of transgender visibility. When Sonny died in a tragic skiing accident in 1998, just 1 year after being roasted on The Simpsons, it was Cher who delivered the eulogy, thus bookending a complicated, decades-long relationship that encompassed the entirety of love in its myriad forms. And it all goes back to a candy chain that today has 200 nationwide locations, perhaps one of them staffed by a future diva. This week on Doughboys, I Got You, Buddy, as we celebrate Love Week with C's Candies. Welcome to Doughboys, the podcast about chain restaurants. I'm Nick Weiger, along with my co-host, stupendous in Twisted Metal, the Spoon Man, Mike Mitchell.
Wags, it must be Love Week.
Mitch, it is indeed Love Week. That is a toast, Spoon Man, as we celebrate Love Week here on the podcast.
Oh, wow. What a nice way to start the ep.
Sending this one to give more kudos to Mitch. Twisted Metal was a highlight of my 2023 TV watching. Can't wait for season 2, which is coming.
Good thing he said TV watching. I was very nervous there. It was a highlight of his 2023.
Thanks for making
it was a highlight of my 2023. I guess.
It should be.
Did we film it in 2022?
I don't know. What was the exact timeline?
No, we didn't.
Was it 2023 and they turned it around that quickly?
I don't know.
I don't know, because there was such a long work stoppage in 2023. I feel like you probably filmed the bulk of it in 2022.
Yeah, in 2022.
But maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're right.
It felt like it was going on for so long because I remember back when you were auditioning for the role, we were actually on tour. We were in Nashville.
I used Wags as your little Jack Shack. I used your hotel room.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
I ran lines with you.
You did. You were very helpful.
Let you have a nice little setup to do the meeting with my laptop, and then you called it my Jack Shack. Happy Love Week, Mitch.
Well, first of all, you had a palace of a room because you're they love you wherever we go. They love him. He's a bonus. I know that.
Am I talking now?
Can we talk to you?
We do. Our guests can talk about medallion status, but this is a big.
You've got loyalty.
Yes,
you've got status with a major hotel chain.
Yeah, and I think this is the thing. You pick one, right, and you just put
you
all
a Bonvoy boy. You a Voy boy?
I was Bonvoy. I'm more Hilton, like Gold Elite. I'm more in the Hilton family, but they're both like it's one or two. It's one or the other. It's like this kind of duopoly of chain hotels, and those are the ones that are in most major cities. So you pick one.
In Nashville, you got a nice Jack Shack, and Mitch got a twin queen Jack Shack.
I think it was a king, maybe. I think he had a king bed in there.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, I'd laid on it.
Did you get a bed at all?
No.
I mean, because hotel rooms are kind of the same.
Thanks for making my life a little more joyful with this podcast. Cheers, Danielle, a.k.a. D. Abrams on the Dough Squad. How about
Abrams.
that?
We know D. Abrams.
D. Abrams. We met, Mike Carlson and I met D. Abrams, IRL, at Eva Anderson's Immersive.
Oh, wow. Yes. Okay,
back.
Yeah.
We're
podcasters. We sign up for every bonus rewards program there is. We're podcasters. We sit and record dialogue with friends. We're
podcasters. We started out on audio and now are uncomfortably on video. We were on audio for a reason, and now we're here.
We're podcasters. We repeat some of the same stories. I'm trying to do the thing.
What's the thing?
It's an online thing.
It's an online thing.
It's an online thing. It's a TikTok real deal.
Oh my God.
It's the real
I don't
deal.
know this at all.
Just say we're podcasters and
we're podcasters.
And say something about podcasting.
Okay.
Right.
We're podcasters. We'll say something and then it'll be taken out of context and used against us.
That's true.
Perfect. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Exactly.
What, this is like a TikTok thing?
It's something I see on...
Yeah, on Instagram.
I see it on Reels on Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm not a TikTok person, but it's there.
We're podcasters. There's definitely some sexual tension. There's stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
It's Love Week. Another one.
We had a couple
We're going to go viral.
Okay. We're podcasters, and we rely on editing to close up gaps.
We're podcasters. We say some problematic stuff that gets edited out. There we go.
We're podcasters. We're live performers who sit at tables instead of standing up and giving you a show.
We're podcasters. We have a preset agenda for the show we try to stick to, but sometimes we go on tangents. Take us off message.
Yours sound like just complaints to me.
No, we had a few little more business to get to. One of us option. We have a couple of backups because it's Love Week. A lot of people sent in some really nice things. It was hard to pick just one toast spoon, man.
Wow.
Here's another one. Along with my co-host, you had me at Jell-O, the Spoon Man Mike Mitchell.
Kind of still a roast, I guess.
Thanks, Doughboys family, with the month of love.
Oh wait, that's a Twisted Metal reference.
Yeah, with the month of love. I hope you can give a shout out to my lovely, it's not a month, it's just a week, but this is a nice sentiment. I hope you can give a shout out to my lovely wife, Melissa. In 2024, we're celebrating 20 years together and are 10 years married. Wow, that's
Melissa?
Melissa. This is our buddy Barry Lamb and his wife, Melissa.
Wow.
Very cool. And then this one also. Congratulations.
I knew someone named Belissa who's married to a Ralph. I thought that was Ralph and Belissa.
Belissa and Ralph.
But it's
that's
not.
a good
Melissa.
duo.
Yeah.
Barry, what a great guy you are. Great guy.
We're podcasters.
Sometimes
Sometimes we get confused over Melissa and Belissa. Because we know a Belissa, weirdly.
We're podcasters. We pander to our audience by name to encourage parasocial relationships.
Speaking of which, the other backup. The only thing better than a Tinder match is a tender Mitch. That's very sweet.
Oh,
hello to the entire
that?
Doughboys family. I don't know if this toast works, but it came to me very quickly, and now it's coming to you. That is not a double entendre, by the way, because we aren't talking about that kind of stuff this year. Thanks, as always, for the laughs. McLean, a.k.a. Die Hard Jokes on the Dough Squad, roastedbirdfuck.com.
Wow.
What a way to kick off Love Week.
Yeah. You know, I was down on Love Week coming in. Now I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Why were you down on Love Week?
Yeah. Fuck,
Oh.
forget love.
The cranky curmudgeon of Quincy himself?
Bah, cumbug, I say.
Now, wait a minute. I thought the New Year's resolution
Yeah. I won't
has
do it
been
again after
changed to
that.
now Put it into everything possible? Put the cum into everything?
I was thinking of a funny cum joke on the way over, and I can't now recall it. Something with wags.
Boy, what day is it? Why, it's Love Week, sir. Ebenezer Splooge running around, all happy, just jacking off all across the town.
Catch this, boy. Oh, go choke the finest chicken in town.
As the boy catching, he opens his mouth to catch it.
Jesus
We're
Christ.
podcasters. Sometimes we talk about comics.
Mitch, I know you got a drop.
Oh, yeah. Howdy ho to Spoon Nation, who I love dearly. Here's a little drop. Casey, Emma, take it away.
If I were a
Mitch.
Unga Pachka.
There would be one long staircase just going up and one even longer coming down.
I upstairs now.
Mitch.
Maker,
Mitch.
maker, make me a
Mitch.
so find me a
Mitch.
of my own.
People are just going to mention stairs over and over again.
That's right.
I liked it.
Mitch Maker.
Mitch
Very
Maker.
Love Week appropriate.
Yeah,
Tevye, is that his name in the movie?
that's correct.
Tevye.
In Fiddler on the Roof.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah.
Who's the guy who played him? What's his name?
Zero Mostel.
Zero Mostel.
Famous.
Although
Famously.
it's one of those things where Zero Mostel, a movie star, played him on Broadway, and then when they made the film adaptation, they cast someone else, right?
Oh,
Oh,
right.
really?
Different actor.
Yeah, I
I can't
guess.
remember.
I don't know.
I can't remember who it is.
I can't remember who it is.
Thought
either,
I was
but
wrong,
he's pretty
but I
great
was,
too.
I mean, I thought I was right, but I was
You
wrong.
might be right, but there's one of those examples where it's like it was a no-brainer to just cast this person in
Right.
the adaptation, and then they didn't cast them for some reason. Maybe it was
Wax, look it up.
availability.
I will tell. Love the podcast. I'll read this email. Love the podcast. My drop is picked. I'd like to shout out dadadan.com/mission. I re-edited Mission Impossible Fallout so that there is no spoken dialogue. DADADAN.com/mission.
That's fascinating.
That's Dan Goodbaum. That's going to get taken down pretty quick.
Is that I wonder if it's like the Soderbergh thing where he just took the audio out of Raiders of the Lost Ark and then just so you can just appreciate its visual majesty and made it black and white, or if there's actually edited out the dialogue and made it into just like I
That's
wonder.
a fetish for some people.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. But go, check out the website.
The actor is Topol.
Topol.
Yeah.
That's right.
A one-named actor.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Who played in the film adaptation in 1971.
That's right. Well,
3
you were
hours,
right. I was
1
wrong.
minute. Long movie. Big boy.
Damn.
Probably had an intermission in it.
Probably
Remember,
did.
Movies had intermissions.
I love an intermission.
Yeah,
I love L'chaim, to life.
Great thing to say.
that's right.
It's a great set piece in the movie. It's
Yeah.
great.
To life, L'chaim,
L'chaim,
L'chaim, to life. That's all I remember of it.
Oh, there he goes.
There we go.
We're podcasters. Sometimes we hit our microphone. Drops at birdfuck.com. Our guest today, an appropriate Love Week guest because a guest we love, one of our favorites.
That's
on
true.
our Mount Guestmore, I would say.
Gushmore.
That's very kind.
Mount-
Exactly. Mount Cummore.
From his podcast, Judge John Hodgman and Dicktown on Hulu. John Hodgman is back. Hi, John.
Hi, Nick and Mitch.
Thank
I
you
love
for being
you.
here.
What a
We
treat.
love
I love you, Mitch.
We love you.
We
I
love,
love
you
you,
too,
Nick.
buddy. I love you too.
I love you, Emma. Love you, Casey. Love you, Amelia. Love you, Headgum. Headgum, hunks and hotties. Oh, they're not looking at me. Okay, anyway.
They're out there.
No, I don't
They are
exist
out
to them
there.
for
I'm
some
totally
reason.
ignoring this
They're
show.
staring right through me.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh, you guys,
Hi,
you guys
love
are doing
though.
the dough thing? Oh, cool. All right, that's cool. Good for you. Have fun. Hey, those Factor sent over some keto meals for you, but I figured you wouldn't have them, so I just took them. Okay, cool, man.
Also, we are very much are like it's just like, there's 2 glass windows. It feels very much like a zoo. Like these very attractive people looking at
Yes, right.
Yeah.
me and you in here.
This is what humanity
Eating
used
food
to
and
look like
fighting.
before we evolved. We have kept these specimens around.
I saw them taking notes.
We're podcasters. We make average people feel really hot. And hot people feel like gods.
Hodgman, you're here in studio. We love when we get you in studio, and you're in LA for a little bit. You did SF Sketchfest.
Yes.
Last year you were in town, and we had you on the show around the same time, actually.
That's
around
right.
the same time of year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We reviewed Spitz.
Spitz.
Have you been back to Spitz? Because I have not.
I have not been, but there aren't any where I live in the East Coast of the United States.
Right.
So, but I think about that meal a lot. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah, I was like, this is good, and I
good.
liked it. I can't remember how he scored it fork-wise, but it was like a good Mediterranean meal.
Spitz
So
is
have
good.
you been back?
No, I haven't, and that's why I was have you been back?
Have
Mitch?
you been back?
I probably had
We're
it once or
podcasters.
twice.
We haven't been back. You have been back, though, you said.
I think I've been back once.
Yeah.
Or twice. I sometimes get it for lunch occasionally.
I was thinking of it the other day because some Zhug sauce popped up on a takeout menu, which we had there, and we talked about it.
SCHUG.
Something like that, yeah.
I thought it was ZHOUG.
ZHOUG, I want to
Oh,
say.
maybe that's what it is.
Mr. Dictionary.
But I bet it's
Dr. Dictionary
an
forgot how to spell
anglicization
Zug.
of a non, of an Arabic word or something.
Right.
So
He's looking it up.
Yeah, it's alternate, and there's an alternate spelling,
right.
but it's actually spelled a bunch of different ways, I guess. But yes, ZHUG is the most common.
Anyway, it reminded me of that meal, and I was like, well, I better come back. And I wonder what delicious food we're going to eat.
Well,
Today, I asked myself.
Yes.
And then I discovered it's not food at all.
Well, here's the thing, because we know, and we've talked about this podcast, you have talked about your absence of a sweet tooth.
I don't have any desire to ever eat sweets of any kind.
And
I've said before, and I will say again, I do not have a sweet tooth. I have an alcohol molar.
Yeah, I've had the same
I
ailment.
can't imagine Twisted Metal that way. No sweet tooth?
Be unwatchable.
Come on.
What's going on?
It's so much fun.
Where's the narrative drive?
We're
Where's the
podcasters.
antagonist?
We're always plugging. Vacation Land, now available in paperback. Watch Dicktown on Hulu. And, of course, Judge Sean Hodgman every Wednesday at MaximumFun.com. How did we know? How did we know?
I
gotta make a note to register MaximumFun.com immediately.
Porno websites should use that.
I don't know if .com is an available top level domain.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think you
why
can do
not?
Yeah, why not?
They
should
could
use it.
make it up. They're all made up.
It's true. Well, I think there was a move at a certain point to make a .XXX,
Right.
but no one wanted to use that.
Yeah, because it's not
It's
funny.
stigmatizing, yeah.
Yeah, .com is funny.
.com is funny.
.com is funny.
It'll be worth it, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of Love Week, I really do think it will be worth it.
It would be worth it, yeah.
Let's, Amelia, Emma, let's look into see if we can get birdfuck.com. Just check it out. I know that it might be a little bit more work.
Whatever it costs, I shall pay.
Would you be okay changing over to birdfuck.com?
If it was available, but we'd need at minimum to redirect from the existing URL because we've got, a lot of
but it's on the
lot
site,
of SEO is pushing.
The site is
towards-
under construction. There's a lot of construction being done on the site.
Right.
For Love Week wise, I am going to see Adam Sandler tonight.
Wow, how fun!
I got to see Adam. I'm going to see Adam Sandler.
Where?
At the Elysian.
Oh, really? Fantastic.
Yeah.
What? Do you know what his show is? Is he doing stand up?
No, he's doing some stand up. I think.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, I'm excited. A performer I love.
Yeah.
I mean, I just guess that I'm not.
Are you going to bring a Valentine, Mitch?
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, bring him a big. You know what you should do? Bring him a heart-shaped box of chocolates. All of them have been half-eaten by us. I don't know where you can get such a thing, but if you could put your hands on that, that would be a nice thing to bring.
I think that I know. I know one spot where to get that. It's that is another thing. Is like sometimes we have food left over, and that's going to look very unappealing to the Headgum hunks. Just half-eaten chocolates.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
They're not going to want that.
And half-eaten football, which we'll get to.
We'll get to the half-eaten football. Okay, so you're not someone who's like a sweets person.
No.
And I do like sweets. I do have a little bit of a sweet tooth.
I don't hate them. I just don't ever eat them and don't ever feel tempted to eat them. It's not. Yeah.
I get what you're saying, and I definitely am someone who, like, in terms of vices, in terms of like unhealthy sugars, I'm more of an alcohol person than like a dessert person.
Yes.
But I do like desserts. But I'm curious, like,
Did you say you're more of an alcohol person?
Yeah, that's what Hodgman was saying.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and
well, I just mean like the thing, like if there's something in a room,
Yeah.
if there's like a banana split in a room, I will walk by it no problem. I'll walk by it like the banana split is me and I'm a Headgum hottie or hunk. Just nothing. You do nothing for me. But if there were a gin martini, or alternately a cheeseburger or some jus sauce, even just a cup of jus sauce.
Oh, that sounds good.
I
That
would
sounds
be like,
great right
I'm
now,
gonna,
honestly.
I'm going to just take a little sip of that.
Yeah.
But I feel it has no hold on me, sugar.
And
consequently, I don't eat it very often. And consequently, when I do, I'm fucking outside of my skin right now.
Yes.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I feel insane.
I do feel insane.
It's incredible.
Do you ever get this joke in a restaurant from a server where if you get a drink, maybe you get like a cocktail and then maybe you get a round two, and then they're like, "Do you want any dessert?" You're like, no, I'm good actually." And they point at your drink, is like, "That's your dessert." You ever get that one?
No,
That's a lot of fun.
Sadly, though, I have been the one to say, "No, this is my dessert."
Oh, that's good too.
And then I get put in weird dad jail for 5 years. It's the worst. Then everyone at my table who belongs to my family looks at me and goes, "No, stop!
I've
it.
never
Stop
gotten
talking
that before.
forever."
I never gotten that. Maybe I don't know if I've ever turned down the dessert either.
Yeah. Did you say I want weird dad jail is where I want to go?
It sounds
where
like
I want to
it.
live.
It sounds like he does.
Do you have any kids? No. Thanks for
What are you
having me.
doing in here? If I brought Sandler, I was trying to think of a good card to get Valentine for Sandler. You're like Popeye's chicken. And I'm inside. You fucking rock. You know.
I wish I could go on 50 first dates with you.
That's good. That's really good.
I think what else? What else? I would love for you to sing at my wedding, our wedding.
I guess that's good. You remind me of the O'Doyles. You rule. Something like that, you know? I mean, these aren't funny or fun, but I think they're good.
Yeah, I think they're good. We're not going for funnier. We're podcasters. We don't go for funny or fun.
We're podcasters. We're always workshopping.
You just pitch on something for a few minutes and it's not working, and then you just keep it in the episode.
No.
People listen to it.
No.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Wags, we got to get to something here.
Yes, please.
You announced to us before we tried all these chocolates that you have grown an allergy to nutting.
I think okay. I mean, that could be like a raunchy like comedy.
Very hard, or at least challenging for you.
That could be the premise of like a guy who's like, hey, you actually have an allergy to nutting, so you can only edge, and so like it's very, very dangerous for this person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett. I mean,
it feels like a Josh Hartnett.
I mean,
premise.
he just was in the movie where he couldn't come, right?
Right.
Sorry, I know that but this is very technical here. In the movie,
yeah, we're discussing it from our artistic
is it
perspective.
40 days and 40 nights?
40 days and 40 nights, yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't ejaculate, as they say.
Yeah, as they say.
Because of a supernatural
doctors
curse
say.
or what?
No, this
No,
was
it
it was for you giving it up for Lent, right?
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah,
He
Lent.
was giving it up for Lent, and then but he
It
gets
was just like early 2000 movies. There was a very religious theme behind it. Yeah.
He was very horny, and then he was like, "I got to give this up." And then he found himself in very horny situations, and was like, "I can't do this because of my love of Almighty God."
Yeah.
And then I think he doesn't. I don't think he nuts.
It was one of the best incel rom-coms of the early 2000s.
There were a lot of them too.
Yeah,
there were a lot of them.
So what I'm actually dealing with, Mitch, is I feel like I may have developed a late in life. This happens some with people, and surprisingly to me, because I've always enjoyed nuts and I've eaten a lot of nuts over the course of my life. I'm a big peanut butter guy, big snacking on almonds guy. I feel like I've developed a late in life nut allergy, in the sense like when I have nuts, I start to feel symptoms of akin to anaphylaxis, like shortness of breath, narrowing of breathing passages. And I think there's maybe a world where it's psychosomatic, where I don't actually have an allergy, and that's just a thing I'm dealing with, or it could have actually developed an allergy, and I got to talk to an allergist. But certainly, if you're going to have a big box of chocolates, and you don't know what they are, then there's the potential risk of there are going to be some nuts in here.
How are you feeling now? Do you feel like
I feel fine.
You got nutted?
I don't feel like I got nutted.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think I danced around all the nut options, because also like I think of the nut options were pretty nutty. Like you could kind of tell which ones the nuts were, and then also we got a separate kind of container. Everyone was very accommodating. We had a separate container that had the dark chocolate peanut butter ones, the hearts for you to try.
Yeah.
But
you can tell which ones had loads in them. They were Amelia was cutting them in half.
That's right.
A funny thing though, and also I'm surprised, I guess coconut is the nut that you're allergic to because you were searching for the coconut, or does it affect you?
I haven't had issues with coconut specifically. No, coconut's been fine. I don't know what families all this shit is, but coconut's been fine. And I also love coconut. Coconut is like one of my favorite sweet things. Coconut cream pie, one of my favorite pies.
I like it too because it is not just sweet, but it is also savory.
Yes, yeah. And it has a great texture to it.
And the candy bar that I like the best is Zagnut.
Wow, Zagnut.
Which is no proper milk chocolate in it. It is like cocoa and toasted coconut and maybe some toffee or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, very savory.
A few times.
Yeah.
You know my favorite nut family? The Mitchells.
What a bunch of mixed nuts they are.
Before we get into...
We're podcasters. We try to sell it with a facial expression.
Even for our audio listeners.
That's right.
Before we get into See's Candy, though, I do want to talk a little bit more generally.
See's Candy is what we're doing.
See's Candy is what we're talking about.
Right.
I feel insane. Way too much sugar. Hadn't eaten anything else. I feel out of my mind.
Yeah. I had a breakfast burrito and an apple, so I had something ahead of time.
We ate a chocolate football, which was pretty big.
Yes.
But I feel very, I feel wired. I feel insane.
Yeah. I feel very much in love with both of you right now.
Okay, here's my question. As someone who, as someone with a family, or is Valentine's
dinner...
I
am. We're podcasters. I'm a grown man with 2 adult children talking about coming on a podcast. We're podcasters. Some of us used to be on television.
Like I told you before we started, I said my father and his father before him, they were podcasters.
That's right.
I come from a podcasting family.
A long line of Massachusetts podcasters, starting with John Winthrop, governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, with his podcast, Fuck Ann Hutchinson, You're Exiled to Rhode Island.
I was going to try to do some historical joke, and I didn't even know what to.
I happened to be boning up on the antinomian controversy of the Massachusetts Bay Colony on Monday.
Wow!
To do an Ann Hutchinson quote for my podcast, Judge John Hodgman. So I'm not walking around with this information.
Wags would love. I know you've spent some time in Boston, but you would love a deep dive on the history.
He's not allowed back in New England because he was allergic last time. Western Massachusetts. I did get an allergic reaction.
I did have an allergic reaction. Yeah. That was another
too
weird.
Close to the cotton gins. There were some. And we're in Lowell, there's some cotton gins.
Yeah, you didn't like something that our son was there when we did that show in Western Massachusetts together, and something that he and I continuously bond over is when Mitch was giving you shit for not appreciating I think it was the North River that you were driving by to get to Massamoka in Western Massachusetts, and you're like, it was a beautiful river. And Weiger, you said, yeah, it got the job done. It got the job done, I guess.
Like, not wrong.
Yeah, of transporting water from uphill to downhill. Think about it all the time. You were not happy with Western Massachusetts.
There's a lot of great history there, I think, that you would like.
I really enjoyed, and I will say, our guest, John Hodgman.
Great history. One corner of the triangle trade, that's great history. That's fun. Let's talk about that. Great history.
Yeah.
How about the theft of territory from indigenous peoples?
That one's
terrific
more
history.
Complicated.
Well, let's talk about busing in South Boston in the 60s and 70s. Yeah.
Listen to my dad's podcast for that stuff. Did you go to the Lowell Mills did you ever take a trip there?
I worked there as a child laborer from 1769 to 1801. I'm now in the 14th reincarnation of John Hodgman.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like Doctor Who.
I want to say
I've never been to the Lowell Mills.
Oh, all right.
No.
I wanted to say, because you were talking about history and you were talking about Boston, our guest, John Hodgman.
That's me.
when I got to Boston for the first time, took me on a walking tour across the entire city.
We walked from the train station to the hotel. But you're right. That is pretty much
it. That was the span of
that was the span of Back Bay.
It's like 17 blocks. It's not that big of a town.
Yes, that's right.
No, we had a lovely walk.
It was very
and you
nice
were
time.
showing me stuff as we were walking by. That was part of it. You're like, check this out. Hey, there's that. Look at that thing.
That's where this used to be. That's where that used to be.
Yeah.
The famous Weird Dad tour of any place.
I loved it.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I enjoyed that walk as well.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. What did he point out? Was there...
I probably pointed out where Walker's Western Wear used to be.
Sounds right.
Because on Boston Common there used to be a 3-story department store full of Western wear, like Western shirts and boots and stuff. And I don't know why it was there, but it was famous. And then it went away because they realized, oh shit, we're in New England. No one wants this.
Yeah,
or very few do.
I think I'm gonna adopt that look.
Dano and I were talking.
You should wear.
I've worn Western
shirts.
wear a few times, and I felt like $1 million.
Holy,
we'll do it.
Let me say something. Yeah. You should come in. You know what a nudie suit is?
No.
Well, look it up online.
Okay.
And then do another search because you got the wrong thing.
Nudie suit.
Guaranteed. NUDIE suit, Western wear.
Okay. There's a pretty good facial reaction for all you listeners out there.
It's like
Nudiesuit.com. Here we go. Oh yeah, no, I have seen these before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a lot of fun. It's a very big, loud
fancy
Western
rhinestone Western shirt, hat and pants set that you would see I don't know. It's like really fancy Western shows.
Yeah, this is really cool.
It's called a nudie suit.
You know what I think?
You should have a nudie suit made for you.
I would not look as cool as Lil Nas X looks in his nudie suit, but
right.
This is I like this sort of flashy wardrobe.
Plus, you could call up and say, "Hi, my name is Nick Weiger. Can I get a nudie suit made?"
We knew this day was coming.
It's named for Nudie Cohn, who was a Ukrainian American tailor who designed the nudie suit.
And how do they describe it as what it is there?
Let's see. Let's see if I can find some
a basic description.
Yeah, let me see if I can find something on the Wikipedia here. There's not a great.
My favorite
summary.
actor is president of Ukraine.
He's good.
Really?
Ben Zelensky. Is that his name? Is it
that's
Ben?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's right. Ben Zelensky is correct.
You nailed it.
No, I'm sorry. You know what? It's Scott.
Oh, Scott Zelensky.
My mistake.
Do you know who's from Lowell? And I got to give him a shot. Well, not
Jack Kerouac.
Mickey Ward, and then his brother Dickie Eklund.
Mickey and Dickie.
Mickey and Dickie. Is it his brother? He's from The Fighter. Remember The Fighter? And Christian Bale does such a great. Man, he's so good in that movie. I don't know if I love that movie, really.
Yeah, The Fighter's okay.
It's okay, but it's
a great performance.
If you watch it again, Christian Bale's so good in that movie, and also feels like the most realistic, in a sad way, kind of fucked up Boston-y person.
I have never seen it.
Oh man, if you see it, it's
maybe
so
a little
good.
Too Boston for me. Is my concern.
It's very Boston-y in a way. I mean, like, but he's
because I'm not from Boston. I'm from Brookline.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was a weird, asthmatic, nerdy only child.
You might not
who was
even
like going to high school with a suitcase full of Edward Gorey books. That's not my background.
And Boston people may know you. I mean, like I say, I'm a Quincy nerd, and I mean, like some of those real Boston-y people, you're like, oh, fuck this guy. He's a pain in the ass.
No. I don't say that about them. They're great. They're great. I don't want to get jumped.
Dano and I were talking about this last night, that there's they never get. I mean, like sometimes they get the accent right, but they never get the way people talk in Boston correctly. No movie.
No, it's not. They
don't get it.
Yeah, they don't get it.
What do you mean? Like the word choice?
Yeah, the word choice, and like in kind of like the attitude. I mean, like they make us assholes, which is partially correct.
Right.
Yeah. But like, we're not. It's not like gangster. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just changed, and they never nail the way that we actually talk. I think his example was that Casey Affleck called people Barneys or something in Good Will Hunting, which he's no one fucking does that. You know what I mean? Anyways, they never.
Oh, was that? I think that was supposed to be because they were Harvard students.
I believe
so. They were in Harvard Yard.
Yeah,
and therefore they were part of the barnyard.
Barnyard. Okay,
and they would park their cars in the barnyard yard.
And so they call them Barneys.
Yeah, they call them Barneys.
That's insane.
I actually feel like I heard that when I was growing up.
Really?
Yeah, but
All right.
I could be conflating it with seeing that movie.
Just they never. But Christian Bale, great. You should watch it just for.
All right, I'll watch it.
He won the Oscar for that, right? Am I wrong?
I think he did.
Well, at least was nominated.
Doing it.
This is from a GQ story. Nuda Kotlayarenko escaped Kiev, landed in New York in the early 20th century, and rechristened himself Nudie Cohen, then moved to California, where he started making wild suits embroidered with dogs, plants, feathers, garlands, instruments, insanely patriotic eagles, fellow imaginary cowboys, and other symbols conjured personally for each member of his country singer clientele. And then also includes rhinestones. And so, yeah, it's like this rhinestone-studded a wild pattern with a bunch of different, Western and assorted symbols, and then just in loud colors.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. You should get one is what I'm saying.
I think I will.
Or do you know what? Maybe I'll get one for you for Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Be an extraordinary present.
Yeah.
That would be nice because I'm sure that he doesn't celebrate. Do you and Natalie do anything for Valentine's Day?
Well, this is what I was going to ask Hodgman, because
Okay.
I think as a relationship develops, Valentine's Day becomes a little bit less of that's more of a courtship phase. That's my at least experience. And I imagine as someone with a family, it also becomes like a little bit less of like, oh, today's our day of love. Here's some chocolates and flowers and so on.
It was a more of a to-do. Look, I love my wife, who's a whole human being in her own right, very much, and I believe the feeling is mutual.
Yeah, of course.
We do nice things for each other all the time.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time together,
Yeah.
but it is a very low key. Do you care about that? Like,
Right.
basically, we're kind of like ignoring birthdays and Tuesdays at this point. Like,
Sure.
nothing kind of matters anymore. It's all the same wash of time. Since our children have gone to college, it's just the same endless wash of time until the grave for us, which is great. Which I probably will write into her Valentine's Day card. When our kids were in our homes and when they were little, that was a reboot of Valentine's Day. Because then you want to give them all that candy and you want to give them that stuff, and you want to, once a year you have to tell them that you love them, it turns out. So that was the day we would decide that we would do that.
I'm having trouble kind of following this. Could you put that into the meme? We're husband and wife. Could you do it that way for me, please?
Is that the only way you can understand things?
Yeah.
We're married, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is that how you want to do it?
That's how it starts. Yeah.
Yeah. We do great on the spot. No,
Okay.
we're married. We're hurtling towards the grave together.
Now I
There you
understand it.
Is that
Now I get it. I'm sorry. I'm a millennial wise.
We're married. We gave candy hearts to our kids till they went to college, and now we're sad and alone.
Now I'm starting to get this. This is how I get stuff.
We're married. We're not trimming our pubes anymore. What do we got to impress?
I'm starting to pimp you into that. I
We're married.
apologize.
Go ahead and grow a beard that looks like this. Who cares? Your time is over.
Did they say pimp anymore? I mean, that was an improv term.
There used to be an improv term, like, hey, do this impression. Like the classic example is like, someone would initiate a scene, and then someone would walk on, and you'd be like, oh wow, hey, Emeril Lagasse, good to see you. And now this person,
Hey, how you doing?
now you got to play Emeril Lagasse.
Oh my
but
God,
you
he
didn't
nailed it.
necessarily wanna do
I'd
that.
knock it out of the park.
Exactly,
Bam.
that was great. Yeah, right,
Oh
right.
shit, that's what he said. Hey, how you doing? I thought that was Emeril.
I know. I don't remember what chef it was whose catchphrase was, but Emeril was definitely Bam.
Bam.
I don't know who you're thinking of. Was like,
I think Cookie Monster possibly.
Swedish chef, maybe.
Swedish
here,
chef.
I'll do a real one that is specific to our married life.
Okay, let's hear it.
We're married. All we want to watch is All Creatures Great and Small, and then we only want someone to edit out all the humans. Have you watched All Creatures Great and Small?
I like this recommendation though.
Ooh, boy, that is like climbing into a cozy blanket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
It's the coziest show I've ever seen. Super cozy.
I love cozy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into a cozy blanket when I get home. It's a nice rainy. The arc storm supposedly today it's the arc storm.
It's the arc storm?
They talked about how like this might be the arc storm. It's not really the arc storm where California's gonna get like flooded very like
Noah's Ark storm?
Yeah, that's like
Like a biblical
not,
flood.
Like a biblical
they're
flood?
calling it the arc storm.
Like when
but-
Josh Hartnett couldn't come for a
We're Josh Hartnett. We can't come for 40 days or 40 nights. That's how I get it.
Right, yes.
That's how I get fed my information.
Seriously,
from
someone edit out all the human parts of all creatures great and small. Just make a super cut of all the close-ups on the dogs and the cats and stuff, and I'll just be like watching it.
People have requested that they edit out all the human parts of Doughboys. It's just Jemmy on the couch.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Who's not here today, sadly.
Jemmy's not here for a
furious
week.
about it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Emma's
out of town.
Furious.
I know. I'm so sorry. I owe you one.
Well, I thought that maybe she wouldn't be here because you were in Maine, which would be acceptable. But you're not even in Maine.
Vermont,
she's not even with
enough.
you.
Yeah.
It's not close. Vermont is not close enough.
I like to think that Emmy is here, like, working on a laptop even when Emma isn't here. You know what I mean? Like as a member.
Like Jemmy's got a job.
Yeah.
Selling ads.
Yeah.
I have edit Josh Hartnett one, the one we kind of passed, but I still kind of want to say
I think you should do it.
We're Josh Hartnett. When we show up in Oppenheimer, you're like, hey, it's Josh Hartnett.
He's right. He's right. The guy is right.
Mitch, is there anything worse than going to a mattress store and laying down on a mattress you know hundreds of people have tried before while an overeager sales associate asks you probing questions? Definitely nothing worse.
That's right, Wags. But you know what? I didn't go through that rigmarole.
Wow.
No, not at all. My mattress was delivered right to my door because I have a Helix sleep mattress. That's right. I have a mattress that's basically a cloud that I sleep on every night. I love it. Wally and Irma love it. Every friend or loved one who's come to my house and slept on that mattress, they love it too.
How long have you had your mattress and how has your sleep improved?
Wise, I've had my mattress for about 6 years now.
Wow.
I'm sleeping every night. I'm sleeping heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm always sleeping heavy.
The Helix lineup offers 20 unique mattresses, including the award-winning Luxe Collection, the newly released Helix Elite Collection, a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress made just for kids.
Wow. So how will you know which Helix mattress works best for you and your body? Well, you take the Helix Sleep Quiz, Wags, and you find your perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. Everybody is unique and everyone sleeps differently. That's why Helix has several different mattress models to choose from, each designed for specific sleep positions and feel preferences.
Models with memory foam layers to provide optimal pressure relief if you sleep on your side. Models with a more responsive foam to cradle your body for essential support in stomach and back sleeping positions, plus enhanced cooling features to keep you from overheating at night.
And if your spine needs some extra TLC, they got you. Every Helix mattress has a hybrid design combining individually wrapped steel coils in the base with premium foam layers on top. It's the perfect combination of comfort and support.
Mitch, you took the Helix Sleep Quiz,
That's
and
right.
you were matched with a Moonlight Luxe mattress. You aced that quiz.
I did. It was one of the only quizzes I've ever aced in my life. And you know what? It's the match made in heaven, Wags.
Wow.
I love my Moonlight Luxe.
Not only is the mattress the best you've ever slept on, but the setup was fast and easy. Helix mattresses are delivered in a box and straight to your door for free. Helix knows there's no better way to test out a new mattress than by sleeping on it in your own home, so they offer a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress.
Wow. Don't want to take our word for it? Helix has been awarded the #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. It's even recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improving your sleep.
Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/doughboys and use code HelixPartner20. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
Do it.
Mitch, if I asked you how many subscriptions you have, would you be able to list all of them and how much you're paying? If you would have asked me this question before I started using Rocket Money, I would have said yes, but let me tell you, I would have been so wrong. I can't believe how many I had and all the money I was wasting.
Wow. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, like Doughboys, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills.
I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, I can cancel it with a tap. I never have to get on the phone with customer service. They'll even try to get you a refund for the last couple of months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest.
Tap it, tap it, tap. Tap it, tap it, tap. What could that be? Tap it, tap it, tap. Tap a tap a tap. It's a subscription canceled for me.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/doughboys. That's rocketmoney.com/doughboys. rocketmoney.com/doughboys. Let's talk about See's Candy. See's Candy was founded in 1921 by a Canadian-American named Charles A. C. and his 71-year-old mother, Mary C. Now, if you see a
71-year-old mother?
Mother,
he
Mary
founded
C.
the company with his 71-year-old mother.
With his mom.
Get out of bed, Mom. Starting the company.
Well, I guess it was one of those things
where... I think
where...
it's a 71-year-old brother, which I was like, strange that his brother is... like that they're pointing out that his brother is 71.
I may have mumbled through it. It's his mom. His mom, Mary C., 71, and she was like the person behind the kitchen. She had all the chocolate recipes, and he was like, let's turn this into a business. It was at...
She's just getting ready to retire. She's
yeah.
like, oh, okay, 71 years. I've raised my family. Like, no, we're starting a company now. We'll be in every airport.
They you can look up the address of the original See's Candy store, 135 Northwestern Avenue in Los Angeles. As you might imagine, it has changed quite a bit in 100 years.
Oh, I've driven by that.
Yeah. There's a Paris baguette there actually now, which is another chain we reviewed.
Wait,
anyway,
isn't there an old sign there or no?
I don't know if there's an old See's Candy. There might be.
Like I've driven by something on the way to the airport.
Yeah, this is more like
a factory or something.
So they still have factories in California. Their chocolate is still domestically produced. Right. It's produced in LA and in San Francisco.
Keeping his mother alive.
Yeah.
she's like 150. Yeah.
There's a young portrait of her in an attic.
Yeah. She looks like E.T. when he's gray.
Yeah. That's the secret. The secret to the nougat is the lymph of my 121-year-old mother.
So Mary C.
Getting her out of bed just reminding me of Wonka, which we watched recently.
Yeah,
she hasn't been out. My mom is 75. She's up. She's active. You know, maybe she
got to stay active.
Yeah, tell her she's got to start a chocolate company right away. I would see what she says.
If
you were going to start a company with your mom, a food company, like chocolates or sandwiches or whatever her specialty is.
Yes.
What would it be, a tuna sandwich? Mike Mitchell's mom's tuna sandwich factory?
She makes French breakfast donuts that are really, really good.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
French breakfast donuts.
Like an old, I think it's like an old, maybe Betty Crocker recipe, but you know what? We'd steal it.
Right.
And
what does that mean, though?
They're little,
I know a French cruller is like that.
They're little donut muffins. They're warm. You bake them in the oven.
Like a beignet, kind of?
A little bit. I mean,
they're baked or fried?
They're baked. They're not fried. So you dip them in butter, then you dip them in cinnamon and sugar, and you eat them, and they're fucking fantastic.
You've also, and you're a bagel guy. You bake bagels, so maybe you do a sort of a breakfast.
Yeah, but I was thinking of your mom's, specialty.
Oh, got it.
Like this guy stole his mom's chocolate recipes.
I think her baked haddock is very good. I don't know how
Mitchie's mom's baked haddock.
I don't know how good we'd be as a.
And you would franchise this?
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know if it would be a great franchise.
Look, I wish you the best. Maybe one of the other sharks would be interested, but I'm going to pass.
I'm willing.
Honestly, may I be honest for a second?
Yeah.
Not doing a bit. If you were pitching Mitchie's mom's baked haddock house,
you would.
Mitchie's mom's house of baked haddock. As a franchise, I would invest. I'd lose all my money, but I love that idea.
We would have a great time, and you can. I hope that you can try my mom's baked haddock.
I would love to try it. Baked haddock is a New England.
Well, you weren't invited, but
I've heard so much about this baked haddock over the years.
You can have the baked haddock. You got to stay like.
I'll
2
walk
nights.
one in.
Okay,
I'll walk a serving in when you're strapped into Mitch's childhood bed.
You know what? For us,
Emma, you've had baked haddock before, right? Or baked cod?
Oh yeah, I love baked haddock, baked cod, baked anything, any whitefish.
Yeah. What you do is you crumble up a whole bunch of Ritz crackers.
Yeah, bread, any sort of bread. Yeah, breadcrumb. Yeah.
I learned it with Ritz crackers.
Yeah.
You put the fish in, and then you basically cover it with melted butter.
Yeah.
Then you put the Ritz crackers on top, and then you cover that with melted butter.
Wow.
And then you just bake it, and it tastes really good.
Yeah.
Nellie I went out to dinner recently, and we got like a smoked trout dip, which is like, I think
very good.
It was delicious. But this is the thing, it came with everything Ritz crackers, which I'd not seen before. I was like, this is brilliant. Everything seasoning on a Ritz. Why not?
You know what they put everything seasoning on now?
What's that?
Everything.
We'll be right back. All right, we're back. So Mary C is kind of the Dave Thomas of the brand, and she's still on the packaging. So she's like kind of like she was like a human
when I did
being
that
who's also the
everything
mascot.
thing,
Yeah.
It's one of the first times we've ever held eye contact for any period of time. And I really feel like I got a distinct psychic message from you saying, don't do this. Saying, I know what you're going to say, and I'm urging you to stop. I mean, I've never, because,
Right. I was like, fellow true soul.
people say they look into your eyes and they see nothing.
Yes,
they just see dead doll's eyes.
For sure.
But I saw something in that moment, and it was intense rage.
It was the presence of the absolute. That's what it is.
It felt like the Ark of the Covenant was opening here. I closed my eyes.
Yeah, I know.
I could feel fucking...
Is my face all melted? Still here? Okay, that's how I felt. I apologize. Go on.
No, you're fine.
By the way,
No,
before
this is
you
great.
went to break, we were talking the baked haddock from Burke's Seafood in Quincy. Great,
Yeah.
a great
What's
fish
the place
shop.
called?
Burke's.
Burke's? Okay.
Yeah, Burke's. Great spot.
Yeah.
Also in Quincy used to be a place, Phillips Candy House. Did you ever go to Phillips?
No, I don't know what that is.
Phillips, there's still one in Dorchester. That was the Boston Seas, basically.
Oh, okay.
Where I still at Christmas time I get my mom some turtles, some dark
turtles.
chocolate turtles.
Yeah, turtles.
But a great little candy house. Seas is I feel like Phillips maybe tried to do what Seas did, but I feel like I've known Seas forever because it is just nationwide, right?
That's
so
the
I
thing.
probably got a Seas heart at one point. I don't know if the name Seas makes me think of the ocean, which is
It's wrong.
Right.
I know it's
that's
spelled
incorrect.
S-E-E.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had like a strong opinion on it. And then when I came out here, I feel like it was, you see it much more out here than you do, back east.
Yes,
So.
this is a national chain, but it's one that, as a lifelong Californian, I have thought of as ubiquitous because this is in every mall in California. There's a See's candy store.
Yeah.
And this was always like a fancy, like this was my idea of fancy chocolates as a kid. This was a thing like there'd be a special occasion, like around the holidays. I feel like my grandma would have like a box of See's candies that were open on top of the piano or whatever. So like, this is a chain I've known for a while, but it was interesting to hear from everyone, people at Headgum and Emma and Casey, and the two of you who had and hadn't encountered Seas over the course of their life. I've had it a bunch of times.
I've had it before. I have had it before.
You've had it before,
Yeah.
and it does have a nationwide footprint, though it is clustered in LA.
I had never heard of it until I started coming out here. In my
Interesting.
30s, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by 1925,
It does sound like the ocean.
they had
just so
12
everyone
stores in LA.
knows.
It does sound like the ocean.
Seas. It sounds like the ocean.
It's a homophone for sea,
Yeah.
the body of water.
So I think I was confused that it maybe had some sort
Well, you
of
were definitely
seafood
confused.
element.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
So, obviously survived the Great Depression, World War II, rationing, grew to be a national chain. There's a famous I Love Lucy episode where she's overwhelmed by chocolates. That's in a
Seas.
See's candy
Oh.
factory. Yeah, that's a See's candy
Fun
episode.
fact, when we went to Disney, they do a recreation in Hollywood Studios, I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
In Disney, they do a recreation of that. They used to. And my mom got called up on stage. She did that Lucy scene in front of a big audience.
Mitch, my dad got called up for one. They were doing a special effects one. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there's a thing where he put on like the Gorton's fisherman sort of like, yellow raincoat and was steering a ship. And they
Wow.
were rear projecting behind him like there was a storm and they were like throwing water onto him. So he was like the sea captain. It was really cool. It was very...
I got called up for one. I got to be
Perfect
the
storm.
Gimp from Pulp Fiction.
Hollywood Studios?
They said they were. There was no one else in the audience, so I was the one left.
Man, a Tarantino land would be fun.
Yes.
Uh,
This is wait. I do want to get out this one insane detail.
Okay, I apologize.
Because this is the I love all of it. But this one insane detail beyond the I Love Lucy thing, which is that an employee at the age of 16, as a dropout to support herself while she was beginning her career as a future star of stage and screen. 16-year-old Cher was working at a See's Candies when she met Sonny Bono.
how old was Sonny Bono?
27 and married.
Also as a direct supervisor.
Well, I
Yeah.
had no idea.
I mentioned in my intro, it's there's a bunch of different tellings. Some of them are that he was a customer there and met her while she was working there. Others are that she was just working there and met him separately at a coffee shop or a party or something like that. But she did work there, and that's part of C's official history. Acquired by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway in 1972. He still owns the brand. As this is the case with all chain restaurants now, but this is just an early example of this.
Warren Buffett owns them all?
Yeah, Warren Buffett does own a lot of them,
really?
but there's they're all owned by some, global finance instrument.
Right.
And there are 200 stores nationwide. And I think pretty incredible staying power for a fairly specialized food brand to have been around for 102 years at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the stores are just stores. They don't serve anything. They just sell chocolate over the
Exactly.
counter.
They said they sell manufactured chocolates. There's nothing produced in store.
Right.
And I don't think they sell they sell their candy at any other stores. Like, it's not like there's an Entenmann's case at the end of the aisle.
I used to, and maybe they're still there, but I used to see them in airports.
Yes, right. Yeah,
and sort of like near the gate, like something to grab.
Right.
And I would buy C's candies for our kids to make up for the fact that I was absent from their lives. And what I learned was A, they didn't care, and B, they didn't like this candy very much.
I'm torn on this.
I'm not saying those are my kids.
Yeah.
Like I have not given you my opinion yet.
Well, I will just say, as someone who's had this a lot and had this mostly as I was a kid, I don't know if I ever loved C's candy. Like, I feel like I always would have rather had a Snickers than like a fancy like dark almond nougat, whatever, a truffle or whatever they got. Like, I always just wanted just a more conventional candy. And then I think also as I got older and as a kid, I thought like Chili's was like a nice restaurant. I thought like the Olive Garden, like this is a fancy place to go eat. And then you're like, oh wait, no, these are like chain approximations. There's actually nicer stuff that exists out there. The same thing with chocolate. They're like artisan chocolatiers that produce a much higher caliber of product than what C's does.
Right.
So I to me, they kind of like occupy a middle that I don't ever need to visit. But it was interesting to go back here. And I will say they are good for like a pretty specialized thing. Like, hey, I want a big heart-shaped box of chocolate for Valentine's Day. If you want that, this is a place to get that, which is what we got. Yeah, classic. Yeah.
I'd sometimes grab C's before I got on the plane for like if I hadn't eaten and
really.
No, I never ate. I never touched C's. I don't.
Okay.
I'm like you. I'm a burger man or a drink.
Oh, you heard it here first. Mitch is a burger boy.
Wow. Mitch, for Love Week, I love that for you.
Oh my God.
Wow.
We're both burger boys.
We're burger boys. I have nothing to say.
Sometimes, Mitch, the truth sucks. It's true.
But that's such a sweet gesture to your kids to bring them back. Love of the family love.
Kind of literally the least I could do, but okay. Yeah.
I have no significant other. The love of a family. They'll never betray you.
Jesus.
First of all, history is full of counter examples to that. And second of all, what are you working through right now?
So we got a heart-shaped box, and this is
my boxed candy experience was always Whitman Sampler.
Whitman Sampler?
Yeah.
Yes, Whitman Sampler. I know Whitman
Does that mean anything to you,
No,
Nick?
I've not heard this.
Maybe that's an East Coast thing. I don't know. Emma, Whitman Sampler?
Yeah, those
it can't be from Whitman, Mass,
classic.
right? Whitman Hanson?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
The gold box with the brown edge, right?
Yeah.
Whitman Hanson's just a high school,
but
right?
it was a box of chocolates. They would do heart-shaped ones, but seasonally. But generally, it would just be different sizes, and they had a map inside as to what the different chocolates were.
Yes,
which this thing was missing.
I remember there being a map, and there was no map today.
There was no map today.
That is really
Here There Be Monsters. The map ended.
Yeah,
and I felt at sea, SEA, Mitch. Just so you know. I felt at sea in my experience of testing these chocolates out.
You don't want to brave either sea without a map.
There we go. Perfect.
That's good.
We did it. We're podcasters, and we did it.
We'll be right back.
We're going.
Okay,
what?
We're back. So I'm trying to find the exact box we have here, and it's buried in a bunch of different, very specific boxes on the menu. We got a Texas Wild West box. We got an Aloha box.
Fuck?
We got a Las Vegas box.
Oh, on your screen.
Yeah, on my menu here. I thought this will be easy. I'll just find this menu item again, but I can't bring it up at the ready because they just have so many different options that they have. But we got one, and we just kind of, I mean, I guess the way to go, because there were like 30 different chocolates in there. Were there any highlights? Were any that you liked in particular? I mentioned coconut earlier. Amelia, also a fan of the coconut, did find eventually a coconut one, which we had a bit of. And
this is another thing that was insane to us, that you guys love like when we were saying when I was like, you're younger, you don't want the coconut one, but in your house and Amelia's house, there'd be a fight over the coconut one, or actually just the kids would say you're a freak. I don't know if Nate Weiger loved the coconut.
I don't know if Nate was a big coconut guy, but I loved coconut. I love like Mounds and like an Almond Joy. And for me, it was more of a Halloween thing with my friends of like, they'd be like, oh, I don't want this. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll trade you whatever. I'll trade you a peanut butter cup for a Mounds. Why not?
Insane.
I love because I love coconut.
That doesn't make any sense at all. And I like coconut, but that's fine.
Well, maybe not a peanut butter cup specifically, but like,
Because
whatever.
That's the best one. Why are you doing that?
No, I would keep that one.
Okay, so try it again.
What would you
trade?
Here's a Zagnut for a for a Mounds.
Zagnut. When was this?
How dare you? You're right, Mitch. Family never betrays you.
Dark chocolate buttercream was another one. I do like dark chocolate with like kind of like, like the inception of dark chocolate.
Can I give my fun fact from before about coconuts? The most deadly of all the fruit.
Yeah, you're thinking in the Gilligan's Island sense. Like the skipper dropping one.
I said this to Hodgman before, and he didn't like it. And now he similarly doesn't like it.
I did not like it. So you said, hey, do you know what the most deadly fruit is? Or coconut's the most deadly fruit. And I guess I was thinking, like, I guess people have an allergy. I know my friend Wyatt Sinak is allergic to coconut. And then you said, because it bonks people on the head.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone laughed. And I was like, what was the joke that I missed? That's true. I get it. It made sense.
I'm feeling some animosity from you during Love Week. And I think that it's because Boston is now home to Sally's a Pete's.
There's a Sally's in Boston?
There's a Sally's in Boston now.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Or
there's a
outside of
Pepe's.
Boston.
Is that what you mean?
Pepe's, yeah.
Pepe's is in the Chestnut Hill Mall.
These are New Haven pizza spots.
Looks like we don't got to go down to New Haven for the for pizza tour anymore.
Mitch, we've been dancing around the New Haven pizza tour for a long time, you and me. And you're invited too.
I'd love to go.
Yeah, of course.
You'd have to fly to Massachusetts or Connecticut. And then do a pizza tour. We also, what's the hamburger place? The first
Louis Lunch.
I would like to try Louis Lunch.
Yeah,
that'd be a fun place to review.
But time is tick-tocking away. Remember, I was talking about hurling towards the grave.
That's true.
We started talking about this years ago.
Yeah.
And this May,
yeah,
our daughter's going to graduate from that college.
That is wild.
So we need to get there before then to maximize my embarrassment of her. I want to see her. I want to see her in every restaurant.
Can the Doughboys be at her graduation just waving?
Oh,
congrats!
I think. Hang on. Let me just double check. Yeah, I heard back. You're invited as class day speakers. It was going to be Jodie Foster, famous Yale graduate, but they canceled her so that you can give the talk. It'll be great.
You better get some 4XL robes.
But
God, us speaking to a bunch of Yale graduates. Dear Lord.
I still want to do it. We can sneak you into class day. You should come for graduation, actually.
It would be very fun.
That would be really, really exciting for me.
I would have a blast.
It would really be funny to turn my daughter's accomplishment into a joke. Joke for me.
We were in Seattle, and it coincidentally lined up with a couple of for our live show, Washington University graduations. Do you remember this, Mitch? And the hotels are just absolutely clogged with like parents.
Yeah.
And I wonder what a town like New Haven would be like during like is it just a madhouse during graduation? I guess you maybe haven't experienced it for 20-something years.
Yeah. No. I mean, the hotel rooms are very expensive.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, but I know someone who can put you up.
Whoa.
Yeah. But
He's talking about me.
Connections.
He's talking about me.
No, you're not. You're not going to stay in Quincy and drive down to New Haven.
Why the hell not?
How far is that?
It's a ride.
Well, it's 2 states away. So in New England, that's 15 minutes.
I love New England as small jokes. Those are great. Because California's so big.
I'll tell you what. We'll go. We'll eat all. Eventually, we'll go eat all those pizzas.
Yeah.
But you will agree with me that the best pizza in New Haven is Yorkside pizza. By the time it's all over.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever heard this.
Yorkside pizza.
Yorkside.
On York Street.
I don't know if I've
And
heard this
it's not
declaration.
New Haven style pizza.
Wow.
It's not the pizza, the thin crust coal oven, super hot clams on top, which is all delicious.
Sure.
Yorkside is just straight up Greek American pizza, and it is the best pizza. End of sentence.
I found the box that we got. This is we got the classic Red Heart chocolates box. So we got a chocolate buttercream, milk mocha. Oh fuck, it's the wrong one. I didn't find the right one. I thought it was the right one, but that's specifically the milk chocolates box. That's not what we got. We got the chocolates variety box. Hold on.
Here, I'm gonna put it on the screen.
I got to scroll through the Aloha box, the Texas box, Happy Birthday box, snack collection
on the screen.
Okay, Emma's got it.
Classic Red Heart assorted chocolates.
Thank you, Emma. I can't read that if you can embiggen the tab at all.
Were you reading the lyrics to Heart Shaped Box by Nirvana?
Dark caramel patties, milk Bordeaux, milk Beverly, milk Mayfair, dark marzipan. Dark
this really
Normandy.
helps me understand what I was eating. Milk Mayfair,
milk almond caramel, dark almonds.
Yeah, all these are registered trademarks.
There are like anyway.
Butter chew.
This was a $50 box of chocolates, and there are like 40 in here. So there were a bunch of different ones. We got a multiple thing of milk molasses chips and dark butter chew. But a lot of these were one.
If we were live in like the 1930s, us two fat fucks, we'd be eating butter chew all the time. I feel like just a wad of butter chew in our mouth,
thrown to us by the handful in our cages at the freak show.
3 cents worth of butter chew, please.
Wait, we're in a freak show?
Yeah, of course we're in a freak show.
The freaks will never betray you.
I was reading about this wrestler who was just like an enormously like huge guy, and he was like 500 plus pounds for the era, and for the era he was like a curiosity.
What's his name? Butter Chew?
I can't remember his name. It might have been Butter Chew. But
we're in fucking Nightmare Alley.
Yeah, but he was a.
Hey, if we get a little peek of that Cooper hog, I think I'm down.
I just
think it's worth a trip.
I saw in the corner of my eye, I saw Mitch touching his temple. It's like, what's he working on? What's he trying to remember right now? What's he going for? And he got it.
Nightmare Alley, Bradley Cooper's hog.
Right.
You see it in the bathtub.
Wrestler.
Yes. So this was he was like a very heavy wrestler. And he, at a certain point, volunteered for an experiment to try to like see how to most effectively like lose weight. And he lived in a facility for like 2 years and was fed a specialized diet and like lost like something extraordinary, like 350 pounds.
Wow.
But it was like through a diet that included it was just like he was eating like 700 calories a day or something like that. It was enormously restrictive.
Starving him.
Yeah, they basically were. But it was one of those things where it was just like, I cannot imagine this being ethically signed off on in this day and age. But back at the time, they're just like, yeah, you're just going to live in this place, and you're only going to eat what we tell you to, and you're not going to go outside for like 2 years.
And there might be a human centipede involved.
Exactly.
The not going outside for 2 years part, I'm okay with.
Yeah,
The other stuff seems pretty tough.
Yeah.
Also, I'm afraid I'm going to hear the door lock and the Headgum hunks are going to fucking start the same shit with us.
Throw us butter chews.
Let's conduct an experiment.
We got the dark chocolate hearts. The dark chocolate hearts with peanut butter in them. And those seem to be the kind of the bite of the night.
I loved them. And then Hodgman tried something. He just started up some bullshit.
What is happening? What bullshit did I start?
I don't think you liked them.
The dark chocolate hearts?
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't like them.
God dang it.
I loved them.
Wow.
They were
lovely.
The best. I'll tell you something. This is why I got so mad at you for trading peanut butter cups for Mounds. Because peanut butter cups, that's one of the candies I like the best.
Yeah, it's good.
I agree.
Because it's got that savory peanut butter in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew, looking at all the things that we were going to eat, the dark chocolate peanut butter hearts were the one that I was going to like. So I saved them till last, and I loved it. Yep. I'm sorry I gave you a different impression.
No, I'm happy to hear this. I'm very happy to hear this.
They were really delicious. And surprisingly, the only thing that was.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll say that.
And then like I said, I've been dealing with this possible nut allergy I've developed late in life. Is it good enough? Should I try? Should I dare? Should I try one? Because I was looking at those, I was like, those do like.
I think that you would love it. I mean, how much is it going to fuck you up? Does peanut butter fuck you up?
Yeah, I've had some bad experiences with it.
Look, here's the thing. Am I going to say that you should try something that's going to close your throat and possibly make you die? Yes. Eat the peanut butter. I think that you also would like it.
Yeah.
I think you should do it.
You
don't like.
you
do a skin test first.
That's smart.
Break it open, take the peanut butter, rub it on your skin, and see if it causes a rash.
Does that work?
I'd like to see you rub it on your skin.
All right, I will rub it on my skin.
Just
rub the peanut
it puts
butter
the
on
peanut
the
butter
skin.
on its skin.
Pineapple truffle I enjoyed. There was one that was kind of tropical, a lot of fun.
All right, I like that one. That was fine.
That was good. I thought the coconut one was
I
okay.
Are you talking about the heart-shaped one now or the box of truffles?
I was kind of going all over the place.
You were.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because the truffles, what makes a truffle, a chocolate truffle, a truffle?
It apparently is just like the like a chocolate ganache with some sort of coating, and the truffle has nothing to do with actual truffle content. It is just like because it resembles a truffle physically.
It. But the ganache is that milk and chocolate,
Kind of that goo inside. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that.
I do like that.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
that
fun.
actually. So I like those truffles.
Yeah, we got to clarify, we got a separate box of truffles as opposed to the red heart-shaped box, and as opposed to the separate box of dark chocolate peanut butter.
Here's what I like.
Yeah.
Peanut butter. Sorry, nuts. I like nuts. I'm sorry if that makes you allergic.
No.
I'm talking about in chocolate. I like really dark chocolate.
Yeah, I do love dark chocolate.
Like really high quality dark chocolate.
I love dark chocolate.
I'll eat it. It's delicious. I enjoy a nougat. I enjoy a toffee.
Yeah.
All of and like a butter Butterfinger type of deal. What would that be? A toffee or a hate caramel. Can't
Butter
stand
chew?
it.
We know butter chew.
Yeah, yeah. You know Butter Chew? Can I get his email address? Cannot stand a caramel, but worst case scenario is what happened to me in the truffle box, which is raspberry fragrance.
Oh, you don't like the raspberry?
No, I just feel like I just ate some shampoo.
It's a little medicine-y. I did like the raspberry truffle. I thought it was good, but that's my tastes.
I like truffles, and I don't think I liked a single truffle I tried.
That's a bummer.
And maybe I didn't try enough of them, but I feel insane, so I wasn't going to eat any more. Like the Lindor, Lindors. I like Lindor.
I do like a Lindor.
Yeah, Lindor. We guess used to call Linda Sinclair that Lindor. But in my experience, I love truffles.
Yeah.
And none of these really
they didn't really do it for you.
None of these really worked for me. And I think that it was like vague flavors where I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
nothing
really popped.
Yeah.
There's a coffee one. The coffee one was good.
That was probably the closest, and I did try that one.
I mean, and there was also, we should talk about what I thought was going to be the piece de resistance, which is the chocolate football.
Sure.
Yeah. And this is a big boy. This is a big old chocolate football. This is like kind of like a pound cake sized confection.
Yeah.
And it's basically got like a Rocky Road sort of thing inside.
We took it out back. We threw it around a little bit, the three of us.
I dropped it a bunch of times. I can't catch it. Can't catch, can't throw. But at least I have a manly chocolate. So I don't feel like a soy boy.
It is
like, why would you make a chocolate football?
Yeah, it's like very funny. Like, this is for the dudes,
I guess. This is for the dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll like this for his man cave or whatever.
I wonder, I guess it could also be for like an 8-year-old boy. Like I could see like a kid who's really into sports.
I do like the idea of it of like a 40-year-old guy being like, "Boys, check it out, chocolate football."
If you gave that to an 8-year-old boy to eat, like he'd be the #1 draft pick for diabetes. It's not something you can give to a child. It's not something you can give to anybody.
Yeah.
And here's
that
the
thing
sad
was
part.
Solid.
Yeah.
And here's the sad part. It sucked. It wasn't good. That was
Real
not
bummer.
good.
It had walnuts.
There was a ton of marshmallow.
Honey marshmallow.
Yeah. Oh, honey marshmallow. Okay.
Based on what I saw on the box.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But it was like a solid, like it was like you were cracking a geode to get into this thing.
It was a rocky. It was a rocky road football or something. That's what.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't have any of this, but you were looking at it, and I think you were dealing with this, Mitch. It's hard to tell how you're supposed to eat it. Because it's not like a cake where it's like, okay, I can cut myself a slice or something like this. And it's not like a chocolate where it's like, okay, well, I can just have this thing in 1 or 2 bites.
Yeah, right.
It was like, it's like a big boy that I guess you can kind of like bisect. And it looked like what you were doing, Mitch, was just kind of like, eating it like a piece of fruit almost.
Yeah.
It's
you couldn't
kind of
really
confounding.
slice it.
No, yeah.
It was so hard. So you kind of just had to smash it apart and eat parts of it. Or just, sit in your recliner and watch the big game and gnaw on it like it's a big hunk of, I don't know, mango or something.
It was definitely more for the novelty than for any sort of, consumption purposes.
A lot of candy, I'm pretty sure, is made with the express purpose of being thrown away.
Great point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a gesture more than it is something to eat.
It's like, and this as someone who is an author and has worked in the publishing industry. Like
most books are made to be thrown away.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of people books are given as gifts and are never read.
And they're never read. Yeah. Exactly so. The Vacation Land is still available in paperback.
Great book.
You don't have to read it. It's my special.
Buy it. Just buy it.
You don't have to read it.
You don't have to read it.
You don't have to read it.
Is that what's been stopping you? Who cares? I'm not going to quiz you.
Buy the book. Buy the book. Right?
Buy the book. Yeah.
Buy the book.
It's a great book.
Thanks.
My hand was covered in chocolate after eating the football. I have a cleaning lady coming later today. I think that she might come over and just hose me down and leave. Covered in fucking chocolate. There was chocolate all over me when we started the thing. Hopefully
I got
right
some.
now.
Yeah, I got some chocolate flecks on my pants.
It was pretty sloppy. Look, I think this is one of those things where this place suffers from the premise of the podcast where we're like, hey, let's try a bunch of things and then discuss it, because that's not how you normally eat C's candy. But that said,
I don't think C's candy is necessarily bad.
I don't think it's necessarily bad either, but I think this is because we were kind of like had a somewhat overwhelming quantity of it. And because we had it as like we're trying things that we wouldn't normally, pick and choose, I think it skews it kind of unfavorably.
I think you would
How do you enjoy a heart-shaped box of chocolate?
I think I would have like one or two or three, and I think I would maybe nibble on one, or maybe cut it open as we did and see what was inside, or use the map ideally and pick the ones that I want. And then when I started to get a little bit, sweeted out, I would probably move on with my life.
But this is a thing that a person who likes this kind of thing would enjoy over several days. It would be sitting on the counter.
100%.
Share it with friends. And
You're not going to eat it all in one go.
Right. Well, okay. I hope not. But that's what they do in the cartoons.
I try to think.
So no, we did not enjoy it in the way that it is supposed to be enjoyed.
I think that overall, I'm trying to think of how many pieces of chocolate it equaled out to me eating, and I would have to guess a dozen maybe.
Yeah, it's too much.
Maybe 12 to 15. I mean, too many pieces.
You felt you ate that much just now?
Yeah, before maybe 12 total. I don't know.
It's a lot.
I must have turned my head for half a second.
How many did you guys eat? Did I eat more? Maybe less.
One and a half.
You ate one and a half?
No, I don't know how much chocolate I ate.
I ate a lot.
think football was a fucking huge part of it.
Yeah. Boy, that thing really looked like a decorated poop.
It did look like shit.
Literal
that was
shit.
not.
Looked like shit.
Not for consumption.
We didn't talk about the sours, which we had. And, look, I've gone on the record saying my personal opinion, gummy ain't yummy, but I thought these were decent sours.
They were decent. They didn't have a huge option for non-chocolate candies.
It's chocolate focused. This is all, if you're not a chocolate person, I mean, I don't think
I wonder if you'd like Phillips Candy House. Now, I mean, they used to be more of them. I think now it might only be the Dorchester location. But like I said, they got some great chocolate turtles. They got gummy bears. They got good stuff there. I wonder if you
remind me what a turtle is.
A turtle is
it's like nuts
you wouldn't
and caramel.
like it. Yeah, no, it's. I think usually pecans is the normal
that sounds
nut.
Right.
It looks like a little turtle. They
right.
Make it look like a turtle with chocolate, and then I think caramel. Yeah,
interesting.
And then sometimes you get a little salted one. I do a few salted ones, and then just the dark chocolate.
Nick, have you ever had a Needham?
Oh.
Have you ever had a Needham from Maine?
No, it's from Maine.
I know there's a Needham, Massachusetts. I had a feeling you might mention it there. But I was talking about...
Just like Whitman when I went over the Whitman sampler. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm thrilled. It's all love.
It's from Needham, Maine.
Well, I don't know. I actually...
Or they're just from Maine.
They're called Needhams, and they're spelled like Needham, Massachusetts.
Got it. Okay.
Emma, have you had a Needham? Emma's frozen.
Emma is frozen.
Wow.
Oh, no, she's back.
Oh, she's back.
Emma, have you had a Needham?
In Maine, have you ever had a Needham?
Or we woke Emma
They're
up.
Coconutty, aren't they?
They're coconut.
Wow.
That's why I thought of you. But hang on a second. They're coconut-like mounds enrobed in chocolate.
I'm listening.
The secret ingredient, mashed potato.
Whoa.
Whoa, wait, really?
Yes. Needhams.
Mashed potato?
It's wild.
Never heard of this before,
People,
but I gotta say, I need them. Sorry.
You didn't read the expression in my eyes. I was giving you a look. I was trying to connect again. I'll order some to the place, and you can have them. They're wild.
Yeah.
That is a weird combo.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were talking about this other candy.
I thought they were fine. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. There aren't a lot of non-chocolate options.
Yeah. No,
it's a chocolate place.
It's a chocolate place.
I had a gummy and it was whatever it was.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, probably that bag was like $14 because this is and from that standpoint, is this any better than something you would get at like the candy aisle of a CVS? No, it's not worth the premium.
Yeah,
you don't care for gummy candies in general.
I'm not, to me, gummy ain't yummy. But I understand. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. If you like gummy candies out there,
is it the texture or the?
I don't love the texture, and I also just don't love like the kind of. I don't love that kind of like artificial fruit sweetness. Mm-hmm. Like and it's just not really for me.
I can't believe it.
Have you ever had Turkish Delight?
I think I have had Turkish Delight.
In the novel The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the evil witch offers Edmund Turkish Delight.
Oh, yes.
And that is what very quickly causes him to betray his family and turn against his sisters and brothers.
The hell?
Because he's so, and both my wife who's holding me and I loved that book when we were kids. And we both had this idea that Turkish Delight must be the most delicious thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because it would make you turn on your family and become an awful person. And then finally we went to England.
Yeah.
And in a department store, they had Turkish Delight, and it was basically like unflavored gumdrops.
Oh, my God.
It was the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my mouth.
England.
It's possible then I haven't had Turkish Delight. It did
they have
sound
other
familiar.
flavors of it, too, but it tends to be like lavender flavored or pistachio flavored because they call it Turkish Delight, but it's more of a Middle Eastern thing.
Sounds like Robert Kraft's favorite candy. He's a guy who gets jacked off in the massage.
Like that's called a Turkish Delight. Can I get the Turkish Delight? You go off menu here, and any of my shoulders or my back worked on. I want the Turkish Delight.
Just trying to say it sounds like some sort of.
Sounds like a happy ending.
It sounds like a happy ending.
Sounds like a euphemism from some
Turkish
sex
Delight
act.
seems like like Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have fired Belichick. They shouldn't have fired Belichick. The Krafts suck. The Kraft family sucks.
Yeah.
Though I do love the Blue Box mac and cheese.
Blue Box is good.
Yeah. And that is the same family, right?
I don't know.
I think it is.
This is the first I've heard of it.
I think it is.
Yeah. I like that too.
He's done a lot of good work. A lot of Patriot Super Bowls.
Let him get a Turkish Delight.
He deserves a Turkish Delight every so often, I guess.
I enjoy as a snack a Kraft individually wrapped single from time to time.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah. Kraft is, as a company, it's pretty good. He sucks though.
Yeah. I can't wait to see people on the Reddit giving you all the information about the Kraft as a corporation. What a great company it is. Do you know how many children died creating the...
I know. It's probably like the Lowell Mills. I'm sure it's probably similar.
Hey, buddy, ever walk in a store and have no idea what wine to get? Yeah, me too. That's why I love our next sponsor, Naked Wines. Now, Mitch, you know, everyone out there knows, I always enjoy a glass of wine during a good meal. Mm-hmm. But did you know when you buy wine today, most of your money goes to things like fancy packaging, big budget marketing campaigns, and tax? To me, that's crazy. Plus, even after all that, you don't even know if you'll like the wine until after you've already bought it.
Well, guess what, Wise? This podcast is sponsored by Naked Wines.
Naked Wines is a subscription service that seamlessly connects you to the finest independent winemakers on the planet, so you get a box of the market's best quality wines however often you'd like for a fraction of the price you'd normally pay in stores.
How do they do it? Naked Wines connects winemakers and wine drinkers directly, allowing for vineyard-to-your-door delivery at up to 60% off what you would pay in store. By cutting out the traditional retail middlemen, costs, and markups, winemakers can pass those savings on to you without skimping on quality.
As a result, you'll get exclusive access to hundreds of top-quality, award-winning wines at huge savings, making Naked Wines perfect for any type of wine drinker. Mitch, Naked Wines sent us a bunch of different wines. We got a Chenin Blanc.
Wow.
We got some Cabernets, got a Zinfandel. I know some people on our team were enjoying a Pinot Noir, a different kind of Cabernet.
I got a Sauvignon Blanc. I'm going to throw it to my mom and sister like rabid dogs. They're going to destroy that thing. Wags, I love that their quiz matches you with bottles that you love, and each shipment includes wines they recommend based on your previous ratings.
Naked Wines has been around for over 10 years and funds over 90 independent winemakers. With no commitments or membership fees, you can enjoy Naked Wines hassle-free. And the best part, every bottle is a passion project from an independent winemaker, so you are literally making an independent winemaker's dream come true.
So head to nakedwines.com/doughboys and click Enter Voucher in the top right when you get to the website and put in Doughboys for both the code and password to get 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included.
That's $100 off in less than $7 per bottle. That's nakedwines.com/doughboys and use the code and password doughboys and grab 6 bottles for just $39.99.
One last time, that's nakedwines.com/doughboys, code and password doughboys for $100 off your first 6 bottles.
Let's get to our final thoughts on C's Candy. So, Hodgman, you're a veteran of the show. You know how this works. We'll each go around, giving closing argument, if you will, and give it a score from 0 to 5 forks.
Okay.
You're our guest. We'll begin with you.
Well, even as a judge on the Judge John Hodgman podcast, MaximumFun.org every Wednesday, I ought to recuse myself because I am not a candy fan. Who can make the sunshine? I don't give a shit. Oh, you can, Candyman? Fuck it. I'll stay indoors. I don't care. And yet, that said, there are some candies I do like. I like a more savory candy.
Yeah.
And you would think that in this realm, with the bigger flavor profiles and the sort of butter creamy ganache and the truffles and the dark chocolate, which I do like, we're not going down a straight candy aisle here. I would probably find some things in this box that I would enjoy. And so I was genuinely surprised when I didn't really. I love this brand. I love the typeface of their brand name and everything else.
Yeah.
I know that it's historic. I'm glad this man kept the corpse of his mother alive for so many years to create something that probably people have nice associations with. So I don't want to get anyone on the West Coast mad. But I've had so much better chocolate and so much better candy than this, that for someone who's going to only eat candy about once a year, say maybe during Love Week on a podcast, I was kind of disappointed.
Wow.
I was kind of like hoping that I'd be like, yeah, this is undeniable. But it was deniable. It was not anything that would turn my head. So that's sort of where I'm at with that.
Wow.
Yeah, there was one. No, there was not any that I like. I didn't like any of them. The truffles were better than the others.
So how does that translate into a fork score?
Oh, well, it's 1 to 4, right? Sorry to be
1 to 5.
1 to 5?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go
1 to 4? What the fuck?
Wasn't it 1 to 4 at once? One point.
It's been on this podcast a bunch. What the fuck?
All right, then 5. No. I'm gonna go right down the middle and say 2.5.
2.5 forks.
Here's why. I think they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are people who they just have an association with C's. So, I don't think that they're failing at what they're trying to do. But what they're doing is very medium for me.
Wow.
So 2.5. I might even do 3 just to be kind.
Do you want to land on 3?
In honor of that poor preserved corpse of a mother.
I'd like that. And for Love
3
Week,
forks, wow.
I love her, and I don't want her to feel that she was kept alive beyond comfort for nothing.
Good score. 3 forks.
3 forks.
Spoon Man, what do you think?
I'm gonna use a heart-shaped box here for a second. Hey, wait, I got a few complaints.
Good. I thought you were going to go chew complaint.
I got a chew complaint.
Few complaints, it maybe actually works better.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I change is it's a new complaint.
Yeah.
We're podcasters. We're leaving it in.
We're Doughboys. This episode sucks. I was looking at the lyrics to Heart Shaped Box, and I was like trying to very quickly be like do a full parody song of it. I couldn't go that fast. So I think that
you did great.
She eyes me like a Pisces when I am weak.
Wow,
I've been locked inside
nice.
your heart-shaped box for a week.
A little Nirvana.
I don't know a lot of songs, but I know a little bit of those lyrics. Yeah.
I oh those candies. Ooh, there's some treats. All right, there we go.
There you go.
I mean, we shouldn't work this out now.
No, this is good.
Maybe we'll just end the episode with our fully produced version of this parody song.
We're podcasters. That'll never happen.
But I do have a few complaints. It is true.
Let's hear them.
That football sucked.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say football sucks. I love football.
Right.
The Super Bowl has happened.
Yeah.
Fucking timestamps.
What an incredible outcome of that game.
Oh my God. Can you believe what happened with Taylor Swift?
I mean, I thought it might, and then it did.
And then it happened.
Maybe it didn't.
It did.
Everyone was right. She endorsed Biden at halftime.
Oh, thank you. And he came out onto the field. Man, Biden getting lowered down into the Super Bowl would be really funny to see. Presidents should do stuff like that. They should have more fun, I say.
Like when Shinzo Abe, the Japanese prime minister, hopped out of the Mario pipe at the end of the Beijing Olympics, right? To like signify that it was coming to.
Then, was he assassinated?
Yeah, I think he got killed by a makeshift gun. It's fucking someone had built a gun.
Hey, it's Love Week.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Sorry.
Why are we talking about political assassinations?
I mean, he was pretty right wing, so.
Dear Lord.
You love to see it?
Yeah. No, it was like Kojima shit. The guy like made a gun and then used it to fucking kill him. It was crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, anyway, that was a fun thing that a world leader did was hop out of a Mario pipe and be like, the next Olympics is going to be in Japan. And we love Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID happened. I forgot about that. That's the other issue.
And then it got delayed.
Yeah.
And then the Dough Olympics got delayed as a result.
Yeah. I know. People were like really upset that the Dough Olympics got delayed.
We did end up doing the 2020 Dough Olympics in 2021, like the Summer Olympics. Yeah.
When you ask people about
as far as I'm concerned, I'm sorry.
When you ask people online, like, what was the worst part of the thing about COVID, and then people say like the Dough Olympics getting delayed.
Got delayed. I think a lot of us felt that way.
I was going to point out like at first I was like, oh, Hillary Clinton tweeting about the Barbie movie. I'm like, this is a direct line to Trump, like shaking his hands in victory for the 2024 election. But Trump's taking on the Swifties, and I think that's a battle you can't win, Trump. I don't think you can. I think that you shouldn't take on. Supposedly he's taking on the Swifties.
Would Biden say, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 72?
Feeling 72 for him is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm saying that's
he's
shaving a lot of years off.
All right, I'll leave.
No, we love you, and we picked a bad chain for you, and this is a good episode, actually.
Yeah.
And
well, now I'm feeling very insecure.
Well, when you said you were going to leave, I felt sad.
No, I never want to leave.
Well, you gotta, because we're almost done, and this was. Look, it was something different. We tried some chocolates. I think you're right that it's hard to eat chocolates all at once. So that, for me, I'm like, try not to be that hard. I thought that peanut butter chocolate heart, dark chocolate was fantastic. I think that was really, really, really good.
Would you give a box of candy to a loved one on Valentine's Day if it were if C's heart-shaped box?
No. I would give my mom some turtles, though.
Some turtles from Whitman? No, from
Phillips Candy House.
Yeah. Mom, the shredder? Bring me the turtles, son.
Wow.
Her son has the bodysuit that Krang sits in. That's basically her son's body type. Or I guess I could have gone Bebop and Rocksteady.
No, you made the right choice.
I think that this is a California institution, Wags. And you know what? I love it because it means something to my friend Wags.
Wow.
But I think that, I think it's just a sad thing in America that, like, the candy house, I think you get it in some places where there's, like, just fantastic places. If you go to the Northeast or, to a little town, they still have their local chocolate, factory or little chocolate shop, and it's great. But I think that America has gone past this, not in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's capitalism. There's a bunch of different fucking bullshit chocolate on the shelves. These places have just been, washed out of existence. They don't really exist anymore. And I like it. I like it that it's still a candy shop that is still going. It's still doing its thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give it 3 1/4 forks.
3 1/4 forks.
I think that, you could do worse. Hey, if you're at the airport and, you forgot to get if you want to pick up something for your family, I think it's a good grab.
Yeah.
I like See's Candy. I do have some nostalgia for it, and I do have a lot of associations.
Nothing says I almost forgot to get you something like a box of See's Candy.
I've had it a lot. And again, this is what I thought like good chocolate was when I was younger. I was always happy to see a box of See's Candy around the holidays.
You almost just said box of cheese.
I know. I was getting very excited. A box of cheese candy, a heart-shaped box of cheese.
I'd much rather have that these days.
Yeah.
Koalik's my Valentine. So.
Arch nemesis is my mom, Shredder.
I don't even know what that means.
We're saying he's like Splinter, the radical
rat. Right.
So I do have a lot of fond memories about it. That said, I could never have this again and be fine. And I having it today, returning to it, and I was like, oh yeah, See's Candy, that's fun. And I was biting these, I was like, oh yeah, this is not as good as I remember it, and it's also like this is just exactly like any sort of candy of this category. Like this is not like doing anything particularly notable. And I have no reason to go here for any sort of special occasion or anything like this, because like the loved ones in my life aren't going to be happy to get See's Candy, and I don't need to have it myself. I also think that there is something, and you were hitting on this, Mitch, and we were all talking about this throughout the episode, but it kind of occupies a space that I think maybe just the market has moved past.
Yes.
And we see the same thing with sit-down chain restaurants, like your Applebee's, your TGI Fridays of the world, where people either want like fine dining, they either want like a fancier sit down experience, or they want takeout, the kind of mid-tier place where you're going to go sit down with your family and have a meal.
Right.
There's just like less of a market for that now because people's habits have changed, and because wealth is even more disparate as distributed. So I think that See's Candy is kind of falling into the cracks there. It seems to still be successful as a company, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who are, I'm just going to be around for a while. But for me, I don't know. I think it's a 3-forker. I think this is right in the middle. This is right in the middle of the bell curve.
I'm going to go 3-fork for the love of the three of us being on the same page. What is that called again?
The hand-holding club?
Hand-holding club.
We're in the hand-holding
We're in the hand-holding club.
Beautiful.
Give it.
Wow, we're all holding hands.
That's
here.
Just a warning.
We're podcasters, and we're in love.
Just a warning. That's about to sog up on you pretty quick.
Hey, that was See's Candy.
Could I get all of the hand sanitizer, please?
We have a new segment for Love Week.
Oh boy!
This is via our associate producer Amelia Marino, who guested on Judge John Hodgman.
Yes,
with
you
me,
and Amelia were very kind to come on Judge John Hodgman.
Guested with you and Jesse
to
Thorne.
discuss condiment crimes. People who put the wrong condiments on the right foods.
I was gonna be on that episode. I was shooting. I shot a short. I don't know if you know. You knew this, right?
You shot a short.
I shot a short.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, sure. And it's, I'm sure it paid a lot of money, so you had to do it. I mean, I wouldn't want to interfere in your career. It's probably nominated for an Oscar, right? So probably was, absolutely.
In the industry, by the way, shooting a short doesn't mean that I went out and shot Danny DeVito. It means that I filmed a short film.
Hear about what's going on with Mitch these days? He's hunting people. That's right. The most dangerous game.
I filmed a short film is what it means.
Yes, yeah.
People don't know the Hollywood.
People were probably confused.
We missed you, but of course.
Yes.
You must work.
You got to work.
Yeah. But
another
time.
I'm excited about the short. It's cool.
Amelia filled in for you. We had a lovely time over there.
More laughs.
In fact, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I took a measurement. What is, and it was wonderful, and we had a great time.
I heard it went great.
It was great. It was very kind of you to come on the show.
Oh, I had a lot of fun. Always a blast. We can edit this out of this episode too, recalling something that got edited out. But you asked for some context for what is Doughboys for people who haven't heard the podcast and were Judge John Hodgman listeners. And Amelia answers by saying like, well, I asked my sister and she said it's a food podcast where they talk mostly about cum. And that was like her opening salvo.
Yes, this is in the first 30
which
seconds of the podcast.
Which was perfectly reasonable.
Yes. Yeah.
And hilarious as well.
Yeah.
And accurate?
Yes.
Yeah, very accurate. Yeah.
Yes, but we have a family audience.
Exactly. It's a different.
Yeah, so we replaced it with ejaculate.
All right, this is a new segment from Amelia. This is Binge.
By the way, she said that she was. Oh my god! What is?
Okay.
She told me that she had been working on this for a while. She put a lot of work into this.
She put a lot of work into this,
which makes me feel like it's going to be insane.
The other conditional thing she said is, okay, this is dumb as hell, but here it is. We must peruse profiles on the fictional dating app Binge
my god!
And decide if we'll be swiping left or right. So for people in the video feed, you can see
and for someone who's been married for 25 years, remind me which is left and what does left mean?
Left is you don't.
Left means I want to
not
fuck
a
that
match.
chicken. Okay.
Left
right
is
means
bad.
you want to fuck the chicken.
Right is good. Okay, great. Okay, so this is Binge. For people watching on the video, you're seeing
to have sex with the food or to have the food for dinner.
I could also take that into consideration.
I think it's open ended.
But this is rotis.
This is rotis.
We're going to possibly match with rotis.
We have a fake profile
chicken.
pic of a rotisserie chicken, and it says, "My most controversial opinion is flats are better than drumsticks."
Wow.
Now
the chicken is commenting on how you eat its own arms.
I guess so.
I think that you got to take everything into consideration here.
Right.
One, would you fuck it? Yes, of course.
Sure.
I don't mean yes, of course, for me, but yes, also I would fuck it. Two. Do you like rotisserie chicken? 3, what do you think about the statements here? It's only 1 hour. It's 1 hour old, which means that it's still pretty warm.
It's a Virgo.
It also sometimes smokes weed, apparently.
Oh, I just realized that, there's a marijuana leaf icon that says sometimes next to it.
And then
11 inches?
11 inches.
Wait, is that a part of these dating apps? There's a ruler for your hog?
It's for your height, you freak.
Oh, I was going to say, this is what a degrading exercise.
You think I put fucking 3 inches on my fucking dating profile?
Wow.
I also like that the weed symbol could mean like herbs. Sometimes it is.
Sometimes herbs.
Yeah, sometimes
there's herbs.
Sometimes my dead cavity is filled with oregano and butter.
Flats are better than drumsticks. I think that is controversial because I like drumsticks. I know that the wing eater loves flats.
I love flats, but they're both good.
This isn't going to make me swipe left. I'm swiping right on rotis personally.
I'm swiping right big time. I also just say rotisserie chicken as something to eat is such I will have that anytime. I'm always content with the rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
I have nothing to add. Absolutely. Swipe right.
My thought is you're his friends hanging out with there's oranges there. You know what I mean? You're
I'm going to say that
weird.
Those orange wedges are weird.
That's what I was saying.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's sketchy. He's with a sketchy crew. It looks like.
Yeah, he's got a weird sort of,
I feel like those are maybe lemons.
Even then, though, that's kind of a weird plating choice. Otherwise, though, that looks like a really nice rotisserie chicken that I'd fuck.
Yeah.
We're swiping right.
We're swiping right and rotisserie.
Swipe right.
All right, next up.
Did you swipe right?
Cake.
Oh, no, you just moved it off. Cake. No one wants to eat me. Oh, I'm convinced that no. This is like a sad.
All right.
Hey,
This cake is 3 weeks old.
3 weeks old.
All
It is
right.
a Libra. The location is Albertsons, and its hog is 12 by 9 by 2.
much like mine.
This is hard for me because
Well,
this
I
is
won't tell you the exact measurement, but it's definitely rectangular.
this is hard for me because this is specifically would be I'm a Libra. Why? So this is like a birthday cake for me.
Oh,
Here's the age is really
3 weeks
worrying.
is
An
is
old
3
cake is
weeks
not going to be a
is-
fun cake.
3 weeks. I think this is enough that I would. I also just don't. This is like a very frosting heavy cake.
Yeah, you're like in Miss Havisham from Great Expectations territory with that old cake. I don't think I want that at all.
yeah. You know, I'm. You know where I stand. I'm not eating cake most of the time anyway. I agree. No one wants to eat you.
Yeah.
I'm going to swipe left on that.
I'm gonna swipe left.
That's a bummer because they're like, I'm convinced that no one wants to eat me, and then they're just not getting any swipe right.
Hey, can I
Yeah.
give some advice to the cake
Yeah.
though? Don't be self-deprecating.
yeah, yeah.
That's a great
You know
point.
what I mean? Like
not attractive.
People will hear that, and even if you got to have some confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
100%.
I'm a cake that's aged like wine, something
Yeah.
like that. Hey, all right, maybe I'll swipe right on that. But no, this here it doesn't help. Sorry, cake.
We should say to our audio listeners that this is like very much like a white cake with sprinkles on it. So this is like a birthday flavored cake.
Very archetypal grocery store birthday cake.
And I'm a big birthday flavor fan,
Yeah.
but still, I think just like this one is, it's just a troublesome version of that. So yeah, unfortunately, we're swiping left on cake. All right,
Sorry
what's
about
next?
that cake.
Sorry,
Sorry,
cake.
cake.
Churrette.
Churrette is next.
Mm.
We got some churros here.
Yeah,
What does that say? 3 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So
is
these
what
are
I
fresh.
say. Yeah, these are some
These
fresh
are newborns.
churros.
It's Aquarius.
Chocolate isn't the only thing you can dip me into. Jesus.
Open to children. What is what? It says dog?
That means they have a dog.
I have a pet dog. Okay, so this
The
chocolate
churros
dipped confection has a
Has
dog.
a pet dog.
It takes
Yeah.
care of. And what if I told you that chocolate isn't the only thing you can dip me into? Very horny. I actually
Horny.
don't like how horny and forward that is. I find that unsettling.
Churros are pretty horny in and of themselves.
I also
I
might think
guess
that they're
so.
pretty funny. I'm swiping right here for sure.
I do like churros. I'm swiping right because they're delicious, but I'm like a little bit like, this is maybe bad for me in the wrong way.
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta swipe left. I wouldn't eat it, wouldn't fuck it.
Wow.
But that's just me. It's not. It's not you, churro.
Hard to fuck, that is for sure.
Yeah.
This is, you know what this one is for me? Is I'm like, who's your friend? And I'm looking at the cup of chocolate in the
Oh,
photo.
yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Your friend
exactly.
single?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Churrette. I'll still
Also,
swipe
I'm
right.
mad because they didn't show a picture of their dog. You know what I
That's
mean?
true. That's great. That's a great point. All right, Constance is age is a lady never tells. Wine is yes. Cigarettes are yes, and not vaccinated.
Not vaccinated.
My simple pleasures: cigs indoors, oversleeping. This looks like
This
an
is
old
like
school,
an old. Yeah, go ahead.
like a hot dog gelatin mold.
Yeah, this
from,
is
like,
something
the
you would get.
50s.
Yeah, from a like 50s, 60s recipe card. It's a gelatin ring mold full of hot dogs and pickles.
Here's the deal. I'm swiping right on this, but I'm not telling you guys. But this is like
Whoa.
this is. You're gonna see me out with Constance. I'm like, hey,
Hey, hi.
This
Hi, have
is
we met?
Constance.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Hi,
how you
good
doing,
to see you.
Nikki?
Susser's side texting me. Hey, man, is everything all right with Mitch? Yeah, I
You
don't
mean
know.
you're gonna meet Constance in secret? You're gonna
Yeah, this is
right.
a secret. This
Constance, the hot dog gelatin mold.
I think maybe ultimately this is a swipe left.
This is a left because I just find this revolting. Like this is like repulsive to
Oh yeah,
look
that
at.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to eat it though. Right.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I really want to try it.
Don't you
I
want
do
to
wanna
have
try
like
it.
a bite of it?
I do want to have
Yeah.
a bite of it.
But
yeah.
I think I might just retch from the savory texture plus like the
Oh,
gelatin.
It will be disgusting.
Yes, yeah.
But I am I'm definitely curious about all gelatin mold entrees.
yeah.
Me too.
They used to be very common,
Yeah, what a weird trend for a
but
time.
not anymore.
Casseroles, I feel like, are going that way. Where casseroles used to be like a staple of like Middle American cuisine, and now you don't really see
You
people
don't
having
really see
casseroles.
many casseroles.
Mhm.
But I would tell you, I would definitely fuck a lot of casseroles. There are a lot of casseroles that I would fuck with.
All right, Constance. Sorry, you're getting swiped left.
No, I'm taking you home.
Oh, you're. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
The Ruth.
Wait
Ruth
a
is
minute.
up.
Ruth is 3 days old.
Ruth is a 3-day-old sandwich. Looks like a turkey sub from Jersey Mike's. I hope we're giving enough context for people who are listening audio-wise, because this feels like another thing. We're podcasters. We anticipate people complaining about the episode. I could see people complaining about us being like, they had a visual segment, and I only listen to audio. I didn't understand. Oh, sorry, I did the wrong voice. The Doughboys did a video segment, and they didn't describe enough for people listening audio only.
He did the wrong voice when he was imitating me.
I think that Ruth might be a ham sub. Like.
All right, what we're looking at here is a Jersey
ham.
Mike sub.
Yeah.
I think Ruth
I'm
might be
seeing
Italian.
what looks like
Italian sub. Okay.
Ham. Yeah. Okay.
Italian sub. This is 3 days old. It is from Jersey Mike's. It says it believes in non-monogamy, and my childhood crush is Rick Moranis. Fun.
There's some red flags here with this one, but I want to swipe right. Yeah, being Italian one is the big flag. I think that I would swipe left on this. The 3 days old is it's getting a little.
Yeah, I think that sandwich would hold up okay, but you might have dispensed some of the veggies.
Miss Havisham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that if
They
this
should
were
make a Great Expectations where Mrs. Havisham is young and hot.
Like a prequel.
Yeah, prequel.
if this were a freshly made sandwich, I would fuck with it.
100%.
But it's 3 days old.
Also,
it's 3 days.
Yeah, I know, but you can tell that this is like one of those people who submits a profile picture that's 10 years old, to their
profile.
Oh,
so you're saying it's even older than it?
I'm saying that photo looks fairly appetizing because it was probably taken when it was still in its 20s.
Yeah, we don't know what we don't know the we haven't seen the 3 day old.
I don't know
photo.
if you know anybody who submits a 10-year-old headshot for a job.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way, and I never would put those up on my dating profile.
Definitely not me on After Midnight last night.
And it's not me in my dating apps where I look 100 pounds lighter than I do now.
I think that the Ruth here is trying to put something over on us. I don't think Ruth can look that good.
Well, yeah,
after 3 days.
The childhood crush Rick Moranis, another tell.
That's
like
hot,
a real but that's a real generational thing. Like you were around when Honey I Shrunk the Kids was, big on VHS.
Also, here's my
means
issue.
You weren't. You're more like my age.
Yes, I'm sorry. You're my age, which
thank
being
you.
with someone my age.
I disagree.
Are you kidding me?
I disagree with Nick. I think that there are probably girls out there who are young and do like Rick Moranis, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to find one of them one of these days.
My issue here is the non-monogamy part. I come into the Headgum Studios. I see Ruth in Wags' mouth.
Why did that upset me? Of all the things that have been said in the podcast,
it's the exercise. It's I come in. Ruth is in your. What the hell is going on here, Ruth?
The issue.
You're my sandwich.
You know why that upset me, Mitch, is because that would be betraying my good friend Mitch.
Yeah,
I love you too much to do that, which I can
right.
say during Love Week.
And it wouldn't be in the mouth of the Headgum hunks because they won't. They're
not going to eat that.
They're not going to eat that.
They'll throw the bread in the trash.
Yeah.
Maybe eat the inside. I think the issue is, first off, I don't eat pork anymore, so I can't have the Italian sub as much as I love an Italian sub. It's one of the foods I miss the most. But the non-monogamy is a big, that's just, whatever. I get that works for some people. I can't be that guy.
Fair enough.
There's just so much communication and negotiation that goes into it.
Yeah.
So we're swiping.
Or so I've read.
We're swiping left.
Swiping
on Ruth.
left.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. Sorry, Ruth.
This
At
next one
first
is your
bite, I
last
was
one.
like, okay, great. We have one more.
One more.
Okay, this one is
Sam,
which is a Lunchables. Lunchables nachos.
It looks like Lunchables nachos that have been peeled open.
Yeah, and it looks like I can't tell if it's been heated a little bit. There's like a gooey orange cheese and then
Hold
some
on
sort
a
of
second.
ketchup-like salsa and then some really grim-looking chips, some small round tortilla chips.
Small round.
Also, it is 4 years old.
4 years old. It is liberal and agnostic, 10-inch hog, and my most irrational fear is children.
You know what? This lines up with me so much.
Yeah.
I like everything. I think everything in here is children are horrifying, agnostic, Well, the 10 inches doesn't really work. But there's a lot that I kind of like here, weirdly.
There's some things
I
feel
like there's a time of life match between you.
I think maybe.
Like a 4-year-old Lunchable kind of matches up with
it kind of matches up
however old Mitch.
That's a 40-year-old times 10. This kind of feels like me.
Yeah.
And also it looks like shit, and that's kind of what...
10 years for every 1 year. Like in Munchable years, you're 4 years old.
Lunchable, like dog years.
Lunchable,
It's times 10 instead of times 7, basically. I think it looks like shit, which is also like my dating profile pictures. I like Sam. I think Sam is cool.
I think I could get along with Sam. Here's the other thing I will say. Like, Sam is the kind of thing that I coveted as a kid and could never have. Which is like you see if I saw the nachos Lunchables like at a grocery store or saw another kid had it as their lunch,
you would
be
like to bring that to lunch.
That looks like the ultimate lunch. I bet that would be so good. And obviously it's probably like tastes like shit, but the curiosity factor makes me want to swipe right on Sam.
It would be a status symbol in the cafeteria if
for sure.
Yeah.
I think we're swiping. I think I'm swiping.
They'd be like, hey, maybe Coconut Freak is pretty cool.
4 years, it's gonna taste like shit, right? I mean, there's no way.
I'm not gonna swipe right on Sam because I want to live. But Edgar Allan Poe has the concept, the imp of the perverse, which is that interior impulse towards self-destruction that you feel when you're standing on the edge of a cliff face or something. The imp of the perverse is that part of you that wants to throw yourself off.
Yeah.
That's me and that nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Like that 4-year-old nacho cheese, I kind of want to taste it.
Yeah, me too.
Kind of want to throw myself into it.
It's a split decision on Sam. That was Binge. That was a fun segment.
Fun segment.
Who do you think has given more to the world of art? Edgar Allan Poe or Poe Dameron?
It's a good question.
Yeah, right. Well,
Poe Dameron.
One of them was alive.
Yeah.
That's true. One is nonfiction.
One invented the detective story, arguably.
Right. Poe Dameron?
Yeah, that's right. Poe Dameron.
One of them has like the Raven, and the other one has like a call waiting joke.
Yeah, in space, a space call waiting joke. Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. It's good that I brought it up, I think.
It's tough.
Yeah.
And one of them has Mask of the Red Death. One of them says somehow Palpatine has returned. It's tough. It's tough. It's a good question.
Which one said they fly now?
That was the Raven. Yeah, that was the Raven.
Yeah.
I think you're on Poe.
Yeah, they fly.
That happens in the Raven?
Yeah.
They fly now?
Yeah.
Both the Raven. They fly now?
They fly now. Yeah, they've always flown. They're ravens. Idiot.
Thank you, Amelia. Binge was fun.
That was very fun.
Just like a restaurant without your feedback, let's up to the feedback. Today's email is from Wet Willie.
Willie
writes, Hi, Wet Willie. If your relationship was on the rocks, in quotes, and you needed to make a grand gesture in the form of a Valentine's Day meal, would you cook something yourself or take them to a fancy dinner? What dish would you make for them, or where would you take them? Oh, please, God, help me.
Oh, no.
Oh, Willie.
Oh,
I hope this reaches
it
you
was
in
Lily?
time. Willie. Okay, so here's the thing. I think it depends on, are you talking about whoever you're dealing with better than us? So in a generic sense, for me, I would make something because I have a few like clutch dishes I know I can nail and can be like, hey, I poured my heart and soul into this dish. I made this thing, and here's a nice like sort of romantic gesture I've done for you, which is
and
not
it
me.
Would be you on the table with sushi on top of yourself,
which is not me going out of my pocketbook. This is me going, this is me using my labor. Like this is me making something for you. Mm-hmm. With Natalie, I think I would take her out to a restaurant that she loves because, she knows my cooking, and also I think in our specific situation, she would not want to be like surprised with like, here you go, I made this meal for you. She'd want it to be like, hey, this is this thing we're planning out, and we're going to go to this place that I know we both love and is important to us. So I think it just depends on your situation. But I think if you're asking for a general answer, first off, I think it's always helpful to have one or two dishes that you can just absolutely nail that you have in your back pocket that you just like, hey, this is a thing I can prepare. Like Mitch's delightful bar pizza.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can make a bar pizza for somebody and you're going to knock their socks off. So have like a couple of things that you can execute well, even if it's someone else's recipe, and prepare that for a loved one.
What's your clutch dish?
This is a great question. So I think like I was doing for a while a chicken adobo, which I figured out really well. And I'm certainly not an authentic version of it, I'm sure, but it was always like a crowd pleaser. And I knew how to do it like with a degree of proficiency. Had a recipe that really worked for me. I'm really good at like pan roasting.
This would be your gesture of apology to Natalie.
Yes,
I'll make a dinner for you that I know really well, so I can make it robotically for you.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's why I'm saying take her out to a restaurant.
Just like a general apology for like you get it. You're married to me.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Well, I make a lot of jokes about Natalie and her horrifying experience as your wife, but a great couple, a wonderful couple.
What a nice
he
thing to
loves
say.
his wife very much, and she loves him, and she's cool.
Now
as
I'm
hell.
going on faith that this person exists because I've never met her.
That is also a big question.
She's real.
But everything that I've heard over the years suggests that you have one of the great romances.
Yeah, no, I put a wig on and look in the mirror, and she's there.
And I go along with it, which is nice of me. What did I say the other day where I said Natalie is cool as hell? What'd she do? She did something cool as hell the other day.
She had Jean-Benet Ramsey as her profile pic on MySpace. But she worked...
Jeez. Wow.
It's also funny that my response was, she's cool as
yes, good. Just to follow up on your question, chicken adobo is one I was doing well for a while, but honestly, like for like a sort of more romantic thing, if I'm doing something that has meat, I can do a really good cast iron ribeye. Like I'm great at that, and I can do some like some mashed potatoes and like some roasted garlic asparagus or something. I can do like a very classic sort of dinner that I can execute very, very well.
Very
something
nice.
Like that.
Very nice.
A Doughboys listener's relationship being on the rocks is bad news. It's dire circumstances because starting off, you're a Doughboys listener. You're just in a bad
at a deficit.
You're out of deficit already.
Yeah.
But I think
there's always an implicit question on the other party spot, which is, what am I doing here?
Yes, 100%.
Or person.
Why am I with this person? They listen to the Doughboys.
Right.
They have horrible taste.
Yeah.
And I hope that it works out for this person. I do.
Wet Willie?
For Wet Willie.
For Wet Willie, yeah.
I'm wishing good things for Wet Willie.
What did he named himself Wet Willie?
Wet Willie, yeah.
Oh, jeez, this is trouble. Wet Willie, I think the gesture of attempting to make something if things aren't going well, I think the gesture of trying to make a meal is very and try to make it a little romantic. Light a candle or two in your place.
That's fun, yeah.
And
red napkins.
Attempt to make something, and I think that the significant other will really appreciate that attempt, that effort. I think
that may be, or it may not be. So I would encourage Wet Willie to simply ask. Helping, as we say on Judge John Hodgman, like helping in the way you want to help is never help.
Yeah,
helping the way you are asked to help is always help, even if it's not the thing you feel like doing.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're eating shit in the relationship, say, well, I'd really like to make it up to you, and I'm really apologetic. Which would you prefer? Is there a restaurant you'd love to go to? Would you like me to make some of Weiger's special adobo chicken? I can download the recipe. It will.
From Weiger?
I'm surely going to fuck it up. I listened to a podcast about fast food. I probably don't know how to make this.
Yeah.
I don't know Wet Willie's competency in the kitchen or whatever, but I would just say, follow that lead. To me, I would feel like if I were in this position, I would take my wife out to dinner.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's whatever you can do within your means.
Right.
But I feel like the gesture is not, there's always something about cooking which is somehow about the person who's cooking. And what you don't want to do when you're apologizing is make it about you. Like, hey, I'm showing off my incredible recipe.
Fair.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
It's
like you usually want to make it all about the other person. And that just to me, it means taking them out to dinner if you have those
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
They come home, you got some candles lit, you have some wine, maybe you made an appetizer, maybe you made and I got reservations.
Maybe you peeled off the top of a Lunchables.
Maybe you peeled off the top of a Nachos Lunchables.
Right.
I got reservations to dinner.
Right.
But here's a nice romantic pre-game that you put together yourself. Have the
best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds.
There you go.
And
some
for
advice
dessert, a chocolate football.
Toss it to her.
Go long.
And some advice to their significant other: ditch the goon, get with the spoon.
Whoa.
Simple.
Wow.
Now I can't tell how concerned Wet Willie is. I think he's slightly jealous.
I think that oh please God help me addendum is like a little bit tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And you know where I'm going to take my wife if I'm ever in the doghouse to make up to her? Mama Mitchell's House of Baked Haddock.
Can I toss out one more thing? Because we mentioned Natalie earlier, and this is the thing I learned from her in terms of just like, hey, this is a pretty easy dish to execute. And I think a lot, like, maybe you don't have like the most competency in the kitchen, but you can figure out how to do this. Is just you can take an off the shelf red sauce and some off the shelf pasta and plus up that sauce. Not even necessarily with a protein, but like you dice an onion, you throw in some garlic, you add some seasoning, even just some dried basil or something like that.
Bam.
Yeah, exactly. You can bam that up. You can really make that feel like taste like something a lot better than what's in the jar.
I thought he'd be fucking impressed. I thought Hodgman would be impressed.
I'm always impressed. Here I've got an idea for you. You make that bar pizza. That kind of pizza freezes pretty well.
Yes, that's true.
You could have a business.
Oh man,
and you wouldn't even have to employ your mom.
Like a Cape Cod pizza sort of deal, which
Mike Mitchell's apology pizza. If you've done someone wrong, send them a bar pie from Mike Mitchell.
Oh God, I'd be buying my own product over and over again.
Just have it waiting for our guest post record.
I'd gold belly that to me.
Yeah.
Cape Cod pizza is great. They make a great frozen bar pizza if you've ever had one. You can toss them on the grill. That's the thing with the Cape Cod pizzas. Toss them on the grill. You can cook them up. Wet Willie, I hope that this all works out for you.
Yeah, I hope it works out for you, Wet Willie.
Yeah. I hope everything is good. It's Love Week. We want to see love flourish.
We want to see love bloom.
Yes.
What? Okay. Let me follow up with this. If you say like, hey, what do you want to do? And you get hit with, I don't know, what do you want to do? Or whatever. What's the counter? Because that's always a thing I find myself in situations in all sorts of interactions of like,
someone else tough for me because in my head I'm like, nothing. I don't want to do anything.
Right. Someone else doesn't want to make a decision, so you're trying to read their mind.
Yeah.
And I kind of find in those situations, I'm just speaking for myself. I don't know if I'm not expert on these things. I kind of feel like if you sometimes are just say what you want, that's actually what they want with that question. You know what I mean? It's a weird, confusing.
They
sort
want
of like,
you to say what you want.
Yeah, they want you to say what you want, and so they're bouncing it back. They're like ponging it back to you. So that you have the opportunity to do that versus like I'm trying to get you to guess what I want.
God, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to play fucking mind games.
Yeah.
With you or anyone.
Yeah.
Next question. Because I got confused as what you were asking.
Got it.
If
okay.
I were to say to
like okay, in the scenario,
the person in my life,
Valentine's.
Do you want to do anything / what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And they say, I don't know. What do you want to do?
Yes, exactly.
I think the move that I would make there is to say, well, I'm happy to decide. Give me parameters. Do you want to stay in or do you want to go out?
Right.
And then if it's stay in, then I would just go ahead and, arrange a nice evening, get a Mitchie apology pizza, or whatever.
Right.
Good night.
Light some candles or whatever.
Then you just start moving down the dialogue tree flow chart of just like branching off into options and
That's
narrowing
right,
down.
Nick. That's how humans do it. We have an internal chart.
Don't
It's
want
like
to
an overhead
brag,
projection.
Don't got these issues with Wally and Irma. What do you guys
give
want to do?
Wally and Irma for
You want head
Valentine's Day?
scratches? Easy. And they're purring away.
Yeah.
This sounds like the saddest, loneliest man.
But boy, you know what?
No.
That said, I think there was a binary here that Wet Willie was presenting, and you just got me to something. Would you cook something for yourself or take them to a fancy dinner? How about option C, order a pizza? Because sometimes that can be just exactly what you need.
Yeah.
Going out to dinner on Valentine's Day is the worst.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
All these places have these prefix meals that are hugely inflated in terms of their prices.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that.
No, I would advise skipping that and going the next day or something.
I usually go out on Valentine's Eve by myself.
Yeah, table for one,
just
please.
a table for one. I got a big banquet of food, and I feel great. I feel like a king.
Yeah, you tip someone to come play the violin.
I think I might do this. I might go to a fancy restaurant on Valentine's Day.
Fun.
Play a heart-shaped box for me, please.
If you have a question or comment about the world of chain restaurants, you can email us at feedback@birdfuck.com or leave us a voicemail at 830-GO-DO. That's 830-463-6844.
So exciting.
We probably got to edit in birdfuck.com, most likely.
If it if the URL changes, .com will .com
Emma
will
seems
change.
to have some
Actually, I have
news.
clarity on this.
Yeah.
.com is not possible. They don't let you do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
It's a
Sorry.
it's a DNS
We'll
limitation.
have to build it.
well, Biden, you just lost my vote.
That was it.
John Hodgman, always a treat, always a
thank
thrill to
you.
have you here. One of our favorites. Anything you'd like to plug?
You can listen to Judge John Hodgman every Wednesday at MaximumFun.org, where I adjudicate disputes, dumb, weird, strange disputes between real people. We don't say come a lot.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that it's children's entertainment. It's a lot of fun.
Here's something you can plug. Plug your laptop into the wall. Go to Amazon.com. Get Vacation Land. How's that?
Yeah, or you can go to an independent bookseller.
Check out Tomorrow War on Amazon. Amazon Prime.
Anywhere you get, borrow, or steal books, you can read Vacation Land or
There we
Medallion Status. And Dicktown, the cartoon I made with David Reese, is still on Hulu.
Which I was in.
Which you were in,
That
of
was
course.
a blast.
A very
Such a funny
important
show.
episode. And it's still there. So
Can I ask you before we go?
Yeah.
What is your medallion status right now?
Well, what's yours? I'll tell you. You want to say it at the same time? Oh, you have to check?
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
I will do it.
I'm opening up to look.
But you're not sure?
I'm not, because does it changes in the new year, right? Doesn't it?
It's at the end of today or yesterday would have been the last day of it.
Wow. Okay, so
yeah.
Oh my God, it's changed.
Oh,
Mine did
no.
change.
All right.
This is brand new.
You guys are going to count down and say it at the same time? Because I don't know mine. I'm sure it's not the same category.
Sure.
I'll say this.
Let's say 3, 2, 1, and then sell it.
And I'll say this
it.
beforehand.
Yeah.
And I am no longer diamond medallion status.
Wow.
3,
2, 1, silver.
Platinum.
I've gone below you?
Only for this year. You were diamond last year, right?
And I dropped to silver?
Yeah, you didn't travel enough in 2023.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Now you're
We're not
silver.
touring anymore.
Yeah. If only you had a supportive work partner who would tour with you so that you could keep your completely bogus airline thank you card.
Silver medallion?
I'm still Hilton Gold Elite. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode of Doughboys. Thank you, John. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you very much, and I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
You know what? You know how I'm going to end Love Week? Fuck you.
That'll do it for this Love Week episode of Doughboys. Until next time, for the Spoon Man Mitchell, I'm Nick Weicker. Happy eating.
See ya.
And we go now to our ad Chad, Killian.
Hello, Doe! Killian the Ad Chad here, enjoying a cool and refreshing tropical 7th Up, and reminding you as always that Doughboys is produced by Emma Erdbrink, associate produced by Amelia Marino, engineered by Casey Donahue, and video edited by Mike Dorfman. Want to watch this episode? Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Doughboys Podcast. Doughboys t-shirts, hats, pint glasses, and more are available exclusively from Kinship Goods via birdfuck.com. Get the Doughboys double every Tuesday, plus the entire pre-Headgum back catalog, only at patreon.com/doughboys. On the next Doughboys double, Mitch and Weigs welcome Alex Song Shaw for the return of the Dough Score Doughcision. It's Toast 2, the sequel. The crew combine 5 toasty breads with 5 tasty spreads and pick a champion, featuring the loaf work of Doughboys video editor, baker filmmaker, Mike. And for all my self-identifying Chads and Stacys, stay tasty.
Sources for the intro are in the episode description.
That was a Headgum podcast.